Gamers rise up, Harbuff. Hi chat, I love you, say it back. Hassle. Cocaine ball torture pod 2 months. Has raid. to be a decent human being. Thanks Hasan 3. Lego. Get on my level, you casuals. Have a good day, Chatter's house.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the HasanAbi broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles. And boy, it is a sunny fucking day out here. It is hot. It's hot out here. And I hope all the boys, girls, and NBs are having a fantastic one. It is Wednesday, June 16, 2021. And it's 11:07 a.m. And today is yet another beautiful day. And as much as I want to say this is going to be a news dense day, I feel like it's not. Now, first and foremost, I think there's some soccer shit going on. Okay, I don't know. Is this the truth? Is there a soccer thing going on? People are saying this in my chat. Football, soccer, I don't care. Did I see Dr. Lupo in the chat, by the way, earlier? Or am I crazy? Am I imagining it? Yo, Dr. Lupo, I just interviewed with the Recode podcast. Part of the reason why I interviewed them is because they interviewed you in the past.
8 months with the big man himself, Poo-Poo Piker. I will continue to
Here is the Euro update.
My mom, please, it's tearing us apart as a family. Hassle, hassle, hassle.
What is this? This is what's going on. It's 2-0. And the fucking Wales are destroying the Turkish national football team. Okay, well, let me tell you something, folks. Let me be painfully honest with you. I don't care. And also, guess what, Wales? At least we weren't colonized by the British. Oh, I'm sorry. Did that sting? Yeah. Guess what, dude? Why don't you go back to trying to produce your made up words like or whatever the fuck the names of your cities are. Okay, how about that, dude? Yeah. My mom chimed in from the back and said, that's not nice. I'm sorry, did I just insult your mother in Welsh? When I said,
disengaged workers of the world unite.
Dude. Anyway. I'm gonna call them siktiler bizi. No, I'm kidding. I don't actually care about football, and I'm happy for the Welsh for finally catching a dub. You know what I mean? You guys deserve it. You guys deserve a dub.
Turkey
you know?
lost Pogo.
Imagine being dominated by the English so hard for so many fucking for so long. You needed a dub. And I'm glad that you were able
Been
to
watching for 2 years, almost a year, sub easy.
I'm glad you were able to get the dubs where you can, which is the sick man of Europe.
Thanks for the
streams
during work, Hasan.
Defending the English and their needs once again for no reason whatsoever. Good job.
What's your take on Ubi? Thoughts on social libertarianism?
This is like the Anzacs, dude. All over again, but this time the Welsh. Disappointing. If you don't treat your Welsh viewers better, you're gonna lose them. What, like 3 of them, dude? Don't worry. I said free whales before, so that'll keep them going for a long ass time. And plus, they already fucking know. They already know that I'm just heated because they fucking owned Turkey. All 3 Welsh viewers left. Nah, dude, don't worry. They still got their fucking sheep. Their sheep are still watching, okay?
Let's go 13 months.
We played so bad. Dude, I don't care. I literally don't care. I don't care about football, okay? I am not surprised that we got dominated. Turkey, I feel like, hasn't had a good fucking football team for a long ass time. Like, what do you want me to do? Go back and coach the team, dude? How does a Welshman find his sheep in the tall grass? Delightful.
Arjan? Poo poo pee pee stream when? Arjan?
They got Bale and Ramsey. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is, but I'll just say this, okay? I'll just say this. If you keep
6
this
months,
fucking nonsense up, in order to trigger you guys, I'm going to start calling it soccer. Okay? I'm just going to start calling it soccer, which everybody disagrees with and everybody thinks is the wrong thing to say, universally, except for Americans who don't even fucking play the goddamn sport, who have decided to call it something different than the rest of the world.
Thank you for all you've done for this community. You've helped me be able to come out about being pen and helped make my 337 days of sobriety worth it. Love you, Hasan. Hassle.
Anyway.
11 months MFS.
Oh, Noor bin Laden is back on the news too. Yeah, so personal news time. This is the part of the broadcast where I give you guys my personal news. So, let me start off with that.
Let's fucking go.
First and foremost, I woke up at 5:30 this morning. Went to sleep early as fuck last night. I went to sleep at by 12, basically. I was in bed by 11:30. Went to sleep by 12.
Not even Wales main sport.
Woke up at 5:30. Went back to sleep. Woke up at 6. And I think it's because it's too hot. It's just like, it's way too hot in my room, I think. Like, I gotta move on. California nights, like, usually are chill.
I love this.
And
house.
You can just kind of have, like, an open window policy where, the window's open and everything's fine. I don't own, like, lighter bed sheets. I only have, like, a full-blown, like, thick-ass comforter. So that's the problem. So like the thick ass comforter is like too hot. So I got to make some adjustments. I think that's why I just like keep waking up hot as fuck. But what I got to do what I gotta do instead is, you know, switch to lighter bed sheets, and then... No, I do change my sheets once a week. I'm saying that, like, I gotta switch to, like, something from a thick-ass comforter to something else. I think my mom got something for me. Anyway, that's what I gotta do. But... And close the window and turn on the AC. Just one or the other, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just gotta do something. Because it's not working out. But anyway, I woke up at 5:30. I woke up at 5:30 this morning, and then... I went to the gym. I'm still a little scared about my lower back, so I went to the gym, and I didn't really have a lot of time because we were recording the podcast anyway. So I went to the gym and I stretched a little bit. Then I recorded the podcast with Will. It was a good episode. It'll be out hopefully tomorrow. Very exciting stuff. Woke up early this morning and got yourself a pearl necklace. No, I actually ordered this a while ago. Yeah, I finally ordered like some new pieces, you know. Now that I'm going outside, I wanted to upgrade my style a little bit. So yeah, now I have new pants. I ordered like a pair of pants. I'll show you guys in a little bit. I don't have it on right now because it's too hot, but Kalinsky's on JRE today. Hopefully good reacts tomorrow. And so is Sagar and Crystal Ball. They're on JRE today. Or yesterday. So it's there's gonna be JRE's having a fucking left adjacent tangent again.
View of masculinity I really resonate with. Thinking of coming out as a trans man to my GF and family soon.
How is Sagar on JRE but not you? Or Kyle on JRE but not you? I criticize Joe Rogan a lot. Kyle's dope, and also Joe Rogan likes him. So I think that's part of the reason why that happens the way it does. You can clutch your pearls now. Yeah, I have this pearl clutching. So pearl clutching. I have my pearls on. The pearls are a troll, right? No, absolutely not. Pearls, my friend, is a deliberate fashion choice. Are you going to address the whole Demi Jor thing? Nice. I have no idea what's going on. I want to keep it that way. From what I understand, like, I'm seeing a lot of the anti-imperialist left, some of which are like really fucking weird, some of which are like, you know, some of whom who provide like decent coverage on a lot of issues, just like losing their minds and saying the dumbest shit on the timeline in an effort to like shit on TYT while simultaneously like I guess defend Jimmy Dore. What they're saying is like so weird. I don't know exactly what happened. I think Jimmy Dore said something to Anna back in the day about like
Vladimir Putin,
the way she dressed or the way she looked or something. And now people are like, TYT used to make sexual innuendo jokes all the time on their coverage. So like, you know,
hassle.
Then they're allowed to do. That's the reason why Jimmy Dore is allowed to do so or something. Like, that's so weird. It's kind of weird to just like think that, like, because you know, Jank and Anna have banter on camera that is consensual, that like you can just be fucking, you know, weird and harass people. I mean, you did call Trump thick on TYT and say you'd clap his pussy. Yeah. I don't know how that fucking works. Like, anyway, I don't really know what it is. I literally don't know what the issue is. He admitted to looking up her skirt.
14 months, peepo, hey.
What the fuck? Kyle said he wants you on their podcast. Are you open to it? Fuck yeah, I'm open to it. Hell yeah, dude.
Daddy Yee.
Hell fucking yeah, dude. Hell fucking yeah.
Hassle.
How is Jimmy left? Honestly curious. I don't know. I don't really understand. Putin called you out?
Our American colleague.
All right, so I usually don't. I usually do not. Here's Jimmy talking about it. Ugh, I don't want to fucking cover this, dude. This is so whack. Wait, this is the part of the broadcast where I give you my fucking personal news. I haven't finished it yet, and then we'll get to all this stuff.
Mate.
Actually, that's it. That's pretty much it. I mean, I didn't think that there was gonna be a dense news story today. There was gonna be like a news dense story today.
Hassle.
But maybe I'm wrong. I thought this was going to be like a fun day for the most part. But let's tweet out that I'm live. Daycare is open. I am live. There will be more murder stuff. Yes, there will be more murder stuff. Yes. We'll look at Joe Biden's press conference. Biden had a press conference after meeting up with Putin,
Also, did you ever read
who pays me directly to talk about America. Get in to find out why I love Putin so much and other news. www.twitch.tv/HasanAbi. Biden pressure was actually excellent in my opinion. You're not a conservative pundit though. Are you going over the leaked Manchin audio with Billionaire Donors? Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. Much respect to like Li Fong, who is so fucking good at what he does when he's not like talking about dumbass shit like you know, black people and policing in black communities, you know what I mean? For coming out and having a I mean, this is where he's like in the fucking zone, you know what I mean? And of course, as always, friend of the show, Ryan Grimm is a legend, as always. But yeah, Li Fong had some audio leaked. I'm not entirely certain on the I wish they just wouldn't go to the fucking Deconstructed podcast. Fuck, I gotta pee as well. You're goated for pronouncing Fong correctly? Yeah, I mean, I know him. I've had him on the show. I am familiar with him. I like his work. I know how to pronounce his word or pronounce his name.
Love you, chat. Love you, Hussein Hassel.
Oh, there was Australian news as well that I've been meaning to cover. There's the Friendly Jordies guy who apparently was like arrested. There's a 17-year-old who was there's a 17-year-old who was tased for vaping. Like, there's a lot going on. I never covered the pregnant woman who got fucking ran over. But let's start off with less consequential shit, which is Noor bin Laden, Osama bin Laden's niece, who's a massive Trump supporter, for those of you who don't know, was spotted at the Biden-Putin summit in Geneva with a Trump one flag. Just normal world news, dude. I mean, what a fucking strange world we live in, dude. We live in such a weird... We live in such weird times, dude. There's a thread by Aaron on the Biden presser. Okay, well, I got it. We'll get started here. And then we'll move on to the presser, but I gotta pee real quick. I'll be back. Oh my god.
All right, we've lost Peter, but just to set the
Monk. They lost Peter. Putin got him.
Stage here. This is where the president will hold his news conference a short while ago, at least a half hour after the remarks by President Putin. The White House appearing to want to give the president a chance to fine-tune his remarks and perhaps react to some of the things we heard from President Putin, who held a rather long news conference, longer than we expected. I'm just glancing over my shoulder to see if the Putin motorcade was going by. That was not it. Let's go back to Peter right now on the phone. Peter?
Yeah, Lester, we are here waiting for the president to arrive just moments from now. The members of his team who are behind closed doors with Vladimir Putin have already taken their seats, among them the Secretary of State, Tony Blinken, and his national security advisor. As you noted, Vladimir Putin said that today's meeting was constructive, that there was no hostility. He said that there was no pressure put on either side. You'll remember the president himself said he would be confronting Vladimir Putin on a variety of topics, so it will be on him now to try to set the record straight about what happened behind closed doors. What was striking in the comments earlier from Putin is that he took no responsibility for Russia's aggressive behavior. His remarks were filled with that form of whataboutism, blaming the U.S. for so many of its own aggressive acts, as he suggested.
It's pretty funny that, like, world leaders, no matter which country they are in charge of, can almost always turn around and be like, oh, you're criticizing me for doing something, except, like, hello, you're America. And, like, unfortunately, they are correct. You know what I mean? It's always like China will literally turn around and be like, we learned how to deal with Muslim extremist separatists from America in the post 9/11 America and what they used to do. And, like, they're right when they say it. I mean, it's fucking, both are awful, okay? Like, both treatments are horrific, they're monstrous, they're awful, but, like, it's not wrong. Or when, like, Erdogan is like, oh, you want to, 1 minute, you want to recognize Armenian genocide? What about indigenous genocide, Native American genocide? It's like, oh, I mean, he's right. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, he's wrong as far as, like, denying it personally, denying Armenian genocide, but he's right when he turns around and he's like, well, what about the fucking indigenous genocide, bitch? It's so strange that, like, we try to turn around and act like we are the moral arbiters, like the world police, as we try to, like, routinely criticize other countries and other political leaders for what they do, and what they do is dog shit, and what they do is terrible. But also, like, you know, as an American citizen and as an American political pundit, and as someone who routinely criticizes the American government, I do find it rather funny that, like, most Americans refuse to acknowledge this. Do you see what I'm saying? And for many,
why is there always
it basically is just like, I don't care, plus you're America. Well, here's the thing. For Americans, they don't give a shit. But then they also, like, refuse to, we refuse to just, like, you know, cover our own ass in any meaningful capacity. You know what I mean? Like, we just refuse to do anything about our shit. While simultaneously using this as, like, a cudgel. You know? And this is, like, a deeply Western nation thing, to just constantly be like, oh, we care about human rights only as a talking point against countries that we are going to agitate or have, like, sanctions against. And it's so weird. And I don't know why that works for so many people. It's like America doesn't give a shit about it at all. If they did, they would fix their own fucking backyard.
Hassle.
You know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep going.
Their meeting lasting roughly 3+ hours. The White House saying it would go 4 to 5 hours was their expectation. So either it was efficient or there was nothing left to say. Lester?
Peter, thanks very much. I'm here with Ambassador Michael McFaul, who was U.S. Ambassador to Russia and an NBC contributor. You heard some of what President Putin said. Did it surprise you, the tone in which he talked about things that they plan to work on or compromise perhaps might be in the cards?
Well, as you said, Lester, he used a lot of positive words, constructive dialogue, no drama, no evidence of any pushback. At least that's the way Vladimir Putin was.
I find it really funny that like the RNC tweeted out disapproval of Joe Biden for even having a meeting with Vladimir Putin, which was also dope. Like, it's like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Like, Donald Trump literally would hold like long ass meetings, sit side by side, and simultaneously talk about how like the FBI sucked ass and Vladimir Putin was correct. My mom thirsts over young Putin. I mean, young Putin was kind of attractive. Even old Putin keeps it tight. Let's be real.
Reading out the meeting, and then a whole lot of whataboutism. It felt like the greatest hits of whataboutism for me. He went on and on about all the things that we have done, false equivalencies between legitimate opposition leaders in Russia and violent insurrectionists on January 6th.
All right.
We'll see how.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, motherfucker, there is no... Okay, here's the thing. Navalny is like... was already controlled opposition until he wasn't. And the moment he wasn't controlled opposition, now he's, you know, gonna fucking die. Okay, so that's crazy that like, that's crazy to like make any comparisons to that, because like we don't do that in America. Let's be real. We very effectively have shut out any sort of criticism, like legitimate criticism about the current order of things. We've effectively barred everyone from having that conversation, but we do it in a more peaceful capacity. You know what I mean? We just like belittle people. We say they're like anti-Semitic if they talk about like Israel or anything like that. Originally, Navalny was, well, not controlled opposition, but Navalny used to be the allotted opposition. It's like, you can't just launch a you can't fucking shit talk Putin in Russia. Also, Navalny himself is not a good person, for the record. He is a far-right ultra-nationalist, so that doesn't make Putin a good person either. But Navalny himself is like a bit of a fascist, so just remember that. As far as Navalny versus Putin is like Netanyahu versus Bennett, yeah, actually, it is a good comparison. No one ever talks about the brutal dictatorship in Equatorial Guinea, which is supported by the U.S. Almost no one knows. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Political compass, according to American media, libertarian left Navalny.
Hassle.
I mean, Vladimir Putin is brutal. Make no mistake. He violently suppresses LGBT rights. He's brutal. He's completely annexed Crimea. Like, he's very expansionist. His entire fucking government revolves around an oligopoly of his creation. He's ex-KGB, or I guess KGB. Don't know. I mean, his rise to power is extremely questionable. He's probably the wealthiest person on the planet. Undermines democracies. I mean, that's a laughable thought, though. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's like fucking hilarious. Undermines democracy. Who doesn't undermine democracy, motherfucker? Like, what do you mean? His rise to power may have predicated on a false flag bombing. Don't know. Please don't kill me. Okay. He reminds me a lot of Erdogan in many ways. Joe Biden says America doesn't undermine democracy.
His credibility.
Laughable notion. Let's hear what he
worldwide shrinks. Let's get this straight. How would it be if the United States were viewed by the rest of the world as interfering with the elections directly of other countries?
What? Bro, did he accidentally leak it? Because he's so old? What happened there? Yeah. Can you imagine what would it be like if the United States would interfere? Motherfucker, I wish the United States was just simply interfere in the same way that Russia does, okay? I unironically wish that the only thing the United States did was interfere in other elections in the same way that, like, Russia interfered in ours with, like, ad campaigns and shit. You know what I mean? Because that would be significantly less harmful than the way that we directly interfere in other world, other nations and their political process. I mean, we literally have coups like that we back all the fucking time. We have, and when those coups fail, we then have tariffs. Like we motivate every other world leader to completely just well, not motivate. We threaten other world leaders from working with these countries that we've declared are evil.
And everybody knew it. What would it be like if we engaged in activities that he is engaged in? It diminishes the standing of a country that is desperately trying to make sure it maintains its standing as a major world power. And
hilarious that he would talk about Russia being authoritarian after doing a G7 summit with Modi and Bolsonaro. Yeah, it's just like so weird. It's so fucking strange to have this take. Because, like,
thanks for
Russia's power is so marginal
in helping me find myself.
And ultimately meaningless in comparison to, like, India.
I'm proud of you. Please nuke Discord. Hiking am graduating today.
Crimea, Donbass, Luhansk, Transnistria, Abkhazia, South Ossetia. Russia does plenty of direct interfering. What the fuck are you talking about? Bro, Russia's interference is like me interfering in the local elections of some fucking Texas school board, okay? Like, the countries that you just mentioned are like fucking micronations. What the fuck are you talking about? They're interfering with these countries. Oh, no, dude. Not Transnistria, dude. What? I'm talking about, like, fucking literal, like world superpowers that America decides is better off with, like, fascist leadership. Don't say bad take, Hasan. Suck my dick, dude. Crimea, like, Ukraine is one that you can absolutely fucking talk about. But you're literally referencing, like, regional sovereignty of autonomous areas that it's so stupid. I'm sorry. It's, like, really fucking stupid to, like, consistently cry about that. I'm not saying it's appropriate. I'm not saying it's okay, but, like, focus your efforts on areas of improvement, like, that you can actually fucking improve then. Motherfuckers be like, really? You want to talk about the entirety of South America, Africa, like literally everywhere? Well, what about, you know, Russia's own fucking backyard?
Today, Hassel.
Imperialism is good if it's not America. I fucking literally never said that. I literally never ever said that. I don't think it's good. I don't. I also don't know enough, and neither do you, by the way. I don't know enough about like the intricacies of half the fucking places that you just mentioned. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck it is. But like, if you want me to denounce Putin's influence over these areas, then yeah, he's fucking bad, and that's not good. And it's, of course, not good for Russia to murder people in Central African Republic. That's not good either. Because if you think me saying, like, focus your energy and initiative on, like, areas that you can actually change or improve, technically, if you think that me saying that is running defense for Russia, then you're literally running defense for America.
Hope you enjoyed
a bit of a self-report. You know what I mean? When you turn around and say, dude, I can't believe you're running defense for Russia, while you're simultaneously saying, like, you know, no, we need to focus on Russia, like, not America right now. Bad, boys. It's bad. That is not what you said. Don't back off, coward. Awful take. Russian interference is proportional to its weight category in the political arena. CIA is worse, but it's also a different league. Lives of people affected by this Russian interference are not any less significant because Russia is a smaller state within the neoliberal world order. Russia's influence on an area that I don't have any fucking involvement, any understanding, and any information over is absolutely, like, I'm going to literally cover that in the same way that motherfuckers would be like, dude, why aren't you talking about the regional thing that's happening in my fucking Providence, in my Providence in Canada? Like, why aren't you talking about the local news coverage happening down the street? It's important to you. It's not important to me. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, and I don't really care enough about it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, it's terrible. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. But like, I don't know enough to like literally put information in my brain and have a take on it. Okay, and you only know about it because you're like, let's only talk about this shit. It's too big. The world is too big. There's fucked up shit going on way too much.
Tuck's squinty as ever, he foams.
It's like when, yeah, it's like when Portuguese people jokingly say your lack of Portuguese coverage is astounding to me. Like, but they joke about it. Meanwhile, you're like, you should literally know about what's going on in Transnistria. Because a country that has the economy that is smaller than like American states is dominating this micronation, which it has like sovereignty over or some shit. Am I Russian, motherfucker? Am I a Russian news broadcaster? Like, why do you know so much about this? It blows my mind. I'm not even kidding. It like honestly is shocking to me. Like, my coverage of Putin is, he's fucking bad, folks. Okay? He's not good. He's bad, as I already described. He is authoritarian as fuck. He's very similar to Erdogan in many respects. And also, he engages in territorial expansion. You understand? I get that. But like anything beyond that, when you're like, why aren't you talking about, you know, this fucking village that Russia destroyed or some shit? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Transnistria isn't even a recognized country. It's a separation from Moldavia and the last nation in the world with a hammer and sickle flag. Yeah, it's always he's bad, but yeah, wrong. And the but that follows is like, I'm more focused on fucking what's going on in America. Can you touch on the industrial forest exploitation during the Marina Monarch in Madagascar since you're being mean to Russia? What's up, Michael? Yeah, literally. People be like, "Oh, you're going to talk about fucking you don't want to talk about Transnistria and the Russian involvement in Transnistrian elections?" Well, fuck you, dude.
2 months.
I misunderstood what was going on here. This is really fucked up. Why are you moving away from the dumb claim that chatter made? A tiny country's issues is not as morally relevant as the issues large countries face. The population of people matters. No, I mean, it still matters to those people. I'm not going to say like it doesn't matter at all. But also, a lot of these are incredibly complex issues that when you look at it, that's why I didn't mention Ukraine. Shut the fuck up. Everybody who says Ukraine is 50 million people, shut the fuck up. I'm not talking about Ukraine right now. I'm talking about Transnistria. Okay? And the numerous other, like, regions that these motherfuckers just brought up. Okay? It seems that you are uneducated on the topic of Russian interference in other nations. I would kindly ask that you refrain from downplaying the suffering of the people in those countries as it's incredibly offensive. Says Long and Girthy 9. Oh, he's fucking baiting.
Get
Idiot.
baby.
Get fucked. It's Transnistria. Sorry.
8 months, thank you. Hope you have a good rest of your day, Hasan and chat.
And it's like I'm defending Putin because I said I have no coverage because I have no knowledge. I also cannot fucking spend the time to educate myself on this shit. And also, even if I did, you're probably not even going to like what I have to say. Yes, you literally can spend this time. No, fuck off, dude. Absolutely not, dude. Absolutely not. To me,
Hasan,
that's
please
literally
no
like...
Also 6 months, Pogu.
That's no different than someone being like, dude, why aren't you talking about the string of robberies that's occurring in my fucking neighborhood in Brazil? Like, from where I'm standing, it's like, that's what it sounds like. That's what it feels like. They're just minor independence movements. Don't know about Transnistria, but South Ossetia and Abkhazia are independence movements in Georgia. Russia recognizes them for the most part. I'm going to look this shit up, and then people are going to get more triggered when I say, dude, it's like fucking Texas trying to secede from the United States of America. Shut the fuck up. And then you're going to lose your shit and be like, Hasan is downplaying the atrocities of Artotska, the fictional country from Papers, Please. Yes, we want to be the smart ones for once. It's just insane how you saying Joe Biden is crazy for saying that the U.S. doesn't influence other elections is seen as pro-Russia. Yeah,
we exist.
Not only did I say that, but I also said like Russia interfering in international elections in other countries is, again, like, if America interfered in elections in the same way that like Russia interfered in our elections, that would be a significantly more ethical way to deal with other people's elections rather than the way we deal with it, which is way more hands-on.
And so it's not just what I do. It's what the actions that other countries take, in this case Russia, that are contrary to international norms. It's the price they pay. They are not able to dictate what happens in the world. There are other nations of significant consequence, i.e. the United States of America being one of them.
Anyway, Hasan, I feel like we're ignoring the fact that U.S. involvements have killed millions of people. I mean, Russian involvement kills people too. Just nothing in comparison to the atrocities that we commit.
About the local politics of every single country.
Sheerly because we have so much more power to do so too. Like, it's partially because we just have so much more power. Anyway, casually comparing the foreign affairs of two countries. People write books about it, but sure, have a take. I mean, literally, that's kind of what I'm saying as well. You understand that, right? Like, I'm saying that, like, I don't want to go back and, like, look at the fucking ethnic disparities that occur under, like, that go back, like, 200 fucking years to figure out, like, who has actual say in these, like, regions where there's, like, another ethnic minority that feels as though they would be better off if separated from Russia in its entirety. And I feel like it's just not, I don't want to fucking learn about that. I'm sorry. If you think that that's like, you're being incredibly America-centric, yes, I am. And unapologetically so. Yeah, we don't have those types of dynamics in America. No, we do, which is why I talk about them in America. A supposed democracy where we could do something about it. Anyway, let's hear what our journalist had to say to Vladimir Putin.
ABC News, our American branch.
Mr. President, thank you so much for taking my question. President Biden has said that he would respond if cyber attacks from Russia do not stop. I'm curious, what did he tell you? Did he make any threats? And a quick follow-up, if I may, sir. The list of your political opponents who are dead, prisoned, or jailed is long. Alexei Navalny's organization called for free and fair elections, an end to corruption. But Russia has outlawed that organization, calling it extremist. And you have now prevented anyone who supports him to run for office. So my question is, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Okay. Once more, let me reiterate what was already said.
Oh, she's about to get fucking clapped, dude.
Various so-called foreign aid.
Respect. I mean, for being able to say that, respect, honestly. Like, that is a, that's certainly, I mean, this is like, this is a bad motherfucker, okay? This is a bad motherfucker. He's killed people. He's also incredibly wealthy. Like, probably one of the wealthiest people on the planet. We don't know the exact extent of his, like, actual wealth. And then also on top of that, like, you know, she's right. He does murder people regularly. So, and has, like, incredible reach. Incredible reach. You know what I mean? If you're a U.S. journalist who asks Putin or some other official enemy tough questions at a press conference where Biden is also at, while you never ask questions of a similar kind to your own leader, you're not a journalist, you're a propagandist hack, a stenographer for Empire. I do agree with this take. Like, I wish our journalists would ask questions in a similar capacity to American leaders. I do agree with that. Squirrel is once again absolutely correct on that take. He, the KGB, single-handedly revived the Soviet Union versus Biden, a demented puppet. What? Single-handedly revived the Soviet Union? What? Ask those questions in regards to Israel. Ask those questions in regards to, like, fucking police brutality. Ask those questions in regards to the top of the hour, 60-second ad break. You know what I mean? Journalists should really be asking, why hasn't the ad break come yet? Or how can we avoid those ad breaks if they do end up coming? Well, I have an answer for you. Of course, those answers are, you can subscribe
boys, let's get it.
with a $5 subscription, or you can subscribe for free with a Twitch Prime. And, you know, that's it. Here's the 1-minute ad break now. You can use an ad blocker or VPN, all that sort of stuff. Here's the ad break now.
Agents And about people.
I mean, think about it this way. Okay, fuck this. Is there a better quality one? I need to hear his like response, but in better quality audio. Like the perfect example of this is like what Ilhan Omar said as a part of her job in the Foreign Affairs Committee, talking to our Secretary of State about America's and Israel's war crimes and what we can do about it. Like, that question alone got so much coverage about how she was fucking anti-Semitic and shit. Like, it's wild. Like, we're terrible. We are horrible, dude. We are so bad.
Who are positioning themselves as the non-systemic opposition. I already answered your colleague from CNN, right? But this is the law of the genre, so I have to answer your question, please. I'll do it again. The United States has adopted a law in accordance with which the U.S. has said that they will support various political organizations in Russia. At the same time, they made an announcement that the Russian Federation is an enemy. They've spoken publicly, saying that they will restrain the development of Russia. Here's a question. What organizations, what political organizations of the United States and other members of the Western community, which organizations should be supported in Russia, especially if they're paying for them? We're just like the Americans back, the way the Americans did back in the 1930s. We're calling them foreign agents. But it's not prohibited. They're not prohibited from working. They can continue to operate. Foreign agents don't need to stop operating. If they are extremist in nature, then that's another issue.
It's fucking boring, dude. Give me something good. It's like too political of a fucking take. I also want to hear that, like, I want to hear Biden roasting the fuck out of a supporter.
So when did I say I was confident? I said.
Why are you so confident he'll change his behavior, Mr. President?
Yeah, I'm not confident he'll change behavior. What the hell? What do you do all the time? So when did I say I was confident?
You said in the next 6 months you'll be able to do.
Okay, love this. It's kind of Trumpian, and I love that. I love when these guys lose their shit and are like human for a moment. You know what I mean? If Donald Trump did this, the entirety of liberal media would be fucking losing their minds. But because Biden did it, people are covering this as though it's like a remarkably positive moment. I personally think this is sassy as fuck, and I'm on board. I want sassy Biden back. I don't like the reserved Biden. I don't like it at all. And remember what I said when, like, American journalists rarely are as aggressive with, you know, American leaders as they are with, like, our foreign adversaries. This is not that hard of a fucking question. I mean, it's an annoying question, certainly, but it's not, like, it's not the same as literally being like, hey, you murder all your opposition. What's up with that? And look at his reaction and look at how it gets celebrated.
What I said was, let's get it straight. I said what will change their behavior is if the rest of the world reacts to them and it diminishes their standing in the world. I'm not confident of anything. I'm just stating the fact.
But given his past behavior has not changed, and in that press conference after sitting down with you for several hours, he denied any involvement in cyber attacks. He downplayed human rights abuses. He even refused to say Alexei Navalny's name. So how does that account to a constructive meeting as president?
Like, why? How do we get a say in this? Like, it kind of fucking, I'm flabbergasted by this, because it's like, we never do this with, like, our actual allies. You know what I mean? Allies that we could legitimately sway the opinion on, like fucking the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? But then we're like posturing about Vladimir Putin, not saying it's what Vladimir Putin is doing is right. By the way, I need to specify this more and a million times over. Okay, what Vladimir Putin is doing is fucking dog shit. Okay, it's not good. It's bad. You can't just completely have an authoritarian stranglehold over your country for multiple decades, okay? It's not all right. But it fucking blows my mind that we're just like, why didn't you, I don't know, why didn't you stop fucking Navalny from being poisoned? Like, what are we doing? Like, how is this up to us when we can't even literally do anything or refuse to do anything about our allies that we could fucking stop from engaging in these sorts of actions?
Haven't had Wi-Fi for a few weeks, just now getting back to watching. Missed
Like,
you,
it's so
Hasan.
weird, man. It's so fucking weird.
You don't understand that. You're in the wrong business.
It's a summit with China.
His power is like that of the corporations in the U.S. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't know why we're like, why didn't you stop it, sir? It's like, why don't you ask him about shit that he could stop? Shit that he has power over, okay?
Have you covered the NYC
Like,
mayoral
I don't know,
election yet?
dealing with like the Republican Party's deliberate efforts to undermine democracy here in the United States of America by way of Republican legislatures changing the laws so that like Republican courts could just overturn election results if they don't like it. Or I don't know, the minimum wage here in America. Like, it's just, it's so fucking weird that we're just like, why didn't you stop? Do you know if Vladimir Putin's gonna stop killing his opponents? Like, no, bitch, he's not. Okay, he's not gonna stop killing, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, that's the reality. Like, how are you gonna stop that?
W streamer.
He apologized for it. Oh, what a pussy.
I owe my last question an apology. I shouldn't have been such a wise guy with the last answer I gave. Anyway, thanks for being here. And most of you have been here the whole route. I really do.
As a Polish frog, I obviously am more worried about Putin than USA stuff, but I never expected to get that type from content from an American political commentator. That's just Pepega. I don't know what you mean. Putin is like top... Polish guy says, Putin is like top 10 worst people. I agree, dude. Like, I agree with you, okay? Polish man, I agree. He's fucking bad, dude. If he was my leader... Oh, he agrees with you? Wait, did I misunderstand? What?
Hassle.
Wait, why did I misunderstand what he's saying? I thought he was saying I'm Pepega. Because, like, my takes are bad about Vladimir Putin or something. Oh, he said he didn't expect that coverage from me? Oh, okay. I thought he was saying, like, I didn't expect coverage so stupid. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking defend a dude who, like, is ruthless, brutal, authoritarian, murders his political opponents. Doesn't even matter if the political opponent's a fucking ethno-nationalist. Like, it's not like Vladimir Putin isn't. You know what I mean? Chill. I don't know where they're coming from, but you have recently had a huge influx of leftist American defenders in chat who freak the fuck out anytime you say America's worse than China or Russia. No, that's always a take. That's always, that routinely is the case. People that used to fucking react that way have now learned my position on it and have probably changed their position on that as well. That always, anytime I say America is worse than like this country or that country, people fucking lose their mind. Remember when I talked about how I talked about how it would have been better to exist as a black person in USSR Russia rather than the segregated Jim Crow South, and people fucking clipped that on, put it on LSF while we were talking about, was it James Baldwin who said that? Like, who, I forget who, and then like everyone lost their shit. Everyone lost their shit. They were like, what do you mean the USSR is better? Like, fuck you, dude. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying the USSR as a whole is better. Who's Paul Robeson? Oh. Motherfuckers be like, liberals in the chat will literally be like, it's better for a black person to be lynched for drinking from the same water fountain than to live in the USSR, where like out of novelty alone, they would have been better off. You know what I mean? At least they're being lynched by Americans, brother. You fucking kidding me?
Sup everyone, love this community, even the trolls. You give me content to laugh at.
Anyway. Genuine question, does the USSR still exist? No. Taking better dead than red to a new level? I mean, that's also like not a black person is not saying that. You know what I mean?
Hi chat.
If China ruled the world, we just get shit like Genshin Impact for decades. Fuck that. At least Russia made Tarkov. Oh, straight up. You know how much I love, one, Russian music. I am a Slavaboo. So I do love Russian music, like hardstyle, techno, all that shit, and Russian video games. And this extends to all Slavs across the board. Like, honestly, this is not like, I'm not saying Polish people are Russian. Don't fucking lose your shit, Polish people. Goddamn, because I know you get very sensitive about this for obvious reasons. But before Cyberpunk, like, Polish people as well, just fucking making the best shit. Hard bass, not hard style. Sorry, hard bass. Pre-cyberpunk Polish video game industry also is like good. Polish people are as Russian as Turks or Arabs. Yeah, I know. Just fucking chill. Just chill. Polish people also happen to be some of the most sensitive motherfuckers on the planet, okay? And not in the same way that like Turks are or the Brazilians are, where they get so mad and they just say like, you are shit of the dog, fuck you, I kill you. But like Polish people will literally write an entire dissertation about how I fucking triggered them with anything that I have said. Anyway. Absolutely true. As someone who is Polish, I just like, to be fair, people used to make a lot of Polish jokes. No, I know. I don't know enough to make Polish jokes, to be honest.
Three months, Pog. Glad I found you since my dad has been watching a lot of Hodge twins and stuff, and as a LGBT person that hurts.
See, this is what I mean. Kind of disrespectful to treat us Poles like that after all we've been through is like usually the main Polish take. Anyway, let's keep going.
Hey Arjan. Would you be interested in making a docu-mirror? You know, like a body pillow? I'd love to have them in my La Casa.
Where is your pool and bikini? I've been here for 1 hour and you're still sitting there. I'm sorry, my friend. Okay. They weren't actual jokes, just racist. Wait, what? Phase Marxist? What was my racist take about Poles? Watch out, they might send more winged hussars after you. Okay, let's watch the rest of this.
And Ambassador, here is the president.
Let's see what he had to say.
Been a long day for y'all. I know it was easy getting into the pre-meeting. There was no problem getting through those doors, was it? Was there? Anyway, hello everyone. Well, I've just finished the last meeting of this week's long trip, the U.S.-Russian summit. And I know there were a lot of hype around this meeting, but it's pretty straightforward to me, the meeting. One, there's no substitute, as those of you who've covered me for a while know, for
I'm gonna pee, and then after that, we're gonna move on to just the highlights, because this is
face-to-face dialogue between leaders. None.
It's gonna be annoying.
And President Putin and I had share a unique responsibility to manage the relationship between two powerful and proud countries. A relationship that has to be stable and predictable. And we should be able to cooperate where it's in our mutual interest. And where we have differences, I want President Putin to understand why I say what I say and why I do what I do, and how we'll respond to specific kinds of actions that harm America's interest. Now, I told President Putin my agenda is not against Russia or anyone else. It's for the American people. Fighting COVID-19, rebuilding our economy, reestablishing relationships around the world with our allies and friends, and protecting the American people. That's my responsibility as president. I also told him that no president of the United States could keep faith with the American people if they did not speak out to defend our democratic values, to stand up for the universal and fundamental freedoms that all men and women have, in our view. That's just part of the DNA of our country. So human rights is going to always be on the table, I told him. It's not about just going after Russia when they violate human rights.
Mr. President, why didn't you kill him with your bare hands? Destroying leftist argument on capitalism. This is, the fucking PragerU weak ass attempt at trying to recreate me on the right. Good luck to them on that. What is this? I don't know why you guys sent this to me. Don't care about that.
Has comrade.
Let's get to the highlights. We already looked at that. The Jimmy Dore shit. Okay, Aaron has a thread of like
Putin
Aaron has a thread of all the highlights of this combo. Biden mentions Navalny.
That raise our concerns about cases like Alexei Navalny. I made it clear to President Putin that we'll continue to raise issues of fundamental human rights, because that's what we are. That's who we are. The idea is we hold these truths self-evident. That all men and women, we haven't lived up to it completely, but we've always widened the arc of commitment and included more and more people.
Again, an incredibly laughable premise that we care about all human beings equally, when, like, that exact same premise was launched by Ilhan Omar last week, and the Democrats were the first to jump on it and jump down her fucking throat. Okay? Like, jump down her fucking throat was the first people on the line to, like, shit on her.
Thanks for being the goodest.
Was the Democratic Party. Okay? Leaders in the Democratic Party.
And I raised the case of two wrongfully imprisoned American citizens, Paul Whelan and Trevor Reed.
Good thing we released Reality Winner. Good thing we released Reality Winner so he could say this. You know what I mean? This is, of course, before we talk about literally just like any number of Palestinians, Middle Easterners who just get fucking yeeted regularly as a consequence of like the direct involvement of the United States. This is before we, this is before we talk about our treatment of our whistleblowers internally.
Also raised the ability of Radio Free Europe.
Dude, I'm not going to look at your hate crime on your college campus when I'm literally talking about international politics, man. Please stop spamming your change.org petition. Like, in a way, I understand because I am an American political commentator, but like, you're literally no different in some ways than the guy who's like, why don't you know about what's going on in Transnistria with respect to like Vladimir Putin suppressing independence movements? Like, stop. Okay? And I do this all the time to chatters who don't know. Motherfuckers want their local news to get heightened here all the time. And sometimes I just simply don't have time to do so. Okay? Stop.
Radio Liberty to operate, and the importance of a free press and freedom of speech.
What do you think Biden should do about Russian actions like cyber attacks, in your opinion, if he has no direct influence? Serious question, not stunlock bait. Oh, great question, actually. So first and foremost, if you've been following the cyber attacks, you know that even our intelligence communities openly state that this is not directly led by Russia, but instead turned a blind eye by Russian authorities. So the people that are hacking and the people that are engaging in these cybersecurity initiatives, these cybersecurity like hacks and attacks and shit, are actually not directly involved with the FSB or KGB or anything like that, but it can happen in certain instances. I'm not saying that like Russia isn't also personally involved in any capacity whatsoever, but the recent ones are absolutely not directly done by Russian authorities, but instead it's done by civilians, and the Russian authorities turn a blind eye to it. Now, what can you do? What can you do? You sound like a Russian bot? Why do I sound like a Russian bot? Oh, this person is just fucking trolling me. Now, what can you do is a great question.
15 months.
What we can do is boost our cybersecurity defenses, like boost our cybersecurity in general. I think we should be doing that. That is incredibly important for us to do. I 100% am on board with improving our cybersecurity. I don't know why we don't focus on that rather than like say that we're just gonna, you know, make it illegal to adopt like Russian babies or some shit. You know what I mean? Like as though that's gonna stop, as though that is gonna be the reason why like some random gopniks are gonna no longer engage in like malware attacks and Russia's gonna fucking overlook all that stuff. It's really bad. If you are the dominant global superpower and it is so easy to fucking quote unquote hack your elections or hack your businesses, then why wouldn't random people try to do that? You know what I mean? So that's what we should be doing. That's what we should be doing. And we should be doing that rather than like being like, I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you allowed this to happen.
I made it clear that we will not tolerate attempts to violate our democratic sovereignty or destabilize.
Bro, the point is Russian institutions are quite happy to let criminals operate in Russia and transfer funds, etc. It's obvious a problem, and it's something that should get raised diplomatically. I know, but the main problem in that situation is like our cybersecurity. Because there's not much you can do.
8 months. Thanks for being great, Hasan.
Random people gathered on hacking tournaments where Russian politicians go scouting. Okay, dude. One, I didn't say that like Russia has no cybersecurity attacks, okay, or is responsible for 0 cybersecurity attacks. And two, what do you want to do? Bomb Russia for having hackathons? What are you, fucking stupid? Jesus Christ, dude. Yo, people are so fucking psychotic, dude. Wow, Russia had a hackathon.
Arjan? Pogo.
Jesus Christ. We have fucking hackathons too? I guess time to nuke America. God damn, dude. Sometimes you make me unironically agree with like Michael Treacy that like your fucking brain has been rotten by Russiagate shit to a degree that is like impossible to fucking deal with. Holy fuck.
Our democratic elections, and we would respond. The bottom line is, I told President Putin that we need to have some basic rules of the road that we can all abide by. Another area we spent a great deal of time on was cyber.
He's like, come on, Jack, don't do critical infrastructure.
A great deal of time on was cyber and cybersecurity. I talked about the proposition that certain critical infrastructure should be off limits.
So another thing that America could do if they want to fucking, and they kind of do this already, is like turn a blind eye, I guess, to American hackers that happen to also target like Russian infrastructure or some shit, which I don't know enough about, but I wouldn't be surprised if we already literally employ hackers to do such a thing, especially considering what we know about like our intelligence communities and how liberally they were gathering information on fucking foreign leaders. Okay? We have the entire planet wired up, and we listen into conversations that are happening amongst like global leaders and shit. And then we're going to turn around and be like, I can't believe Russia is turning a blind eye to like cybersecurity, like hackers inside of their own borders. Like, motherfucker, we didn't just, we tapped our allies, okay? We didn't just like tap our foreign adversaries. We tapped our allies. We tapped everybody.
Limits to attack, period. By cyber or any other means. I gave them a list. If I'm not mistaken, I don't have it in front of me, 16 specific entities. 16 defined as critical infrastructure under U.S. policy, from the energy sector to our water systems. Of course, the principle is one thing. It has to be backed up by practice. Responsible countries need to take action against criminals who conduct ransomware activities on their territory. So, we agreed to tap.
Okay, but I trust America a hell of a lot more than Russia with information. Wait, what? Why? What? The fuck? Dude, this is a joke, right? Never gonna sub Pago.
I hope he put Warzone on the no hack list. I need to frag, brother.
He's joking, right? What the fuck? No shot that that person was being serious.
Ask experts in both our countries to work on specific understandings about what's off limits and to follow up on specific cases that originate in other countries, in either of our countries. Another area we spend a great deal of time.
He's like, come on, Jack, don't hit these really important assets critical to our infrastructure. Like, why would you gift that to him? Kind of a weird thing, but hey, hopefully they don't, I guess.
And I caught part of President Putin's press conference, and he talked about the need for us to be able to have some kind of modus operandi where we dealt with making sure the Arctic was, in fact, a free zone. I caught part of President
oh, come on, man.
His credibility worldwide.
Yeah, no, we laughed at this already. This is the best soundbite from the entire thing, is like, how would it be if the United States were viewed by the rest of the world as interfering with elections directly of other countries and everybody knew it? I mean, that's literally the case. It's just that no one can do anything about it. Are you really saying Putin is more trustworthy than Biden? What? No, I'm not saying that. What the fuck is wrong with you guys, man? Dude, what the fuck? Not to interrupt you or sidetrack the stream, but isn't it possible to cover Palestine news? Some real fascist shit happened yesterday. What the fuck is happening today, dude? I think everybody woke up and was like, this is the day.
Hell yeah, 5 months.
This is
brother.
the day where I, you know, defend American empire unconditionally or something. It has to be one or the other. Like, it literally has to be one or the other. It's either you're saying America bad, which means Russia good, or you're saying Russia bad, which means America good. It's great. Hey, chat, remember the world is not black and white? Yeah.
Trade. How would it be if the United States were viewed by the rest of the world?
This is the greatest quote in the entire fucking thing that we saw already.
A quick follow on the same theme of consequences. You said just now that you spoke to him a lot about human rights. What did you say would happen if opposition leader Alexei Navalny dies?
I made it clear to him that I believe the consequences of that would be devastating for Russia. I'll go back to the same point. What do you think happens when he...
Yeah, but the chatter was saying more, which is a comparative statement, so it's not an absolute good or bad, but then a relative good. No, because here's the difference, okay? I can't control Russia, but I technically am supposed to be able to control America because I'm a political commentator and an American citizen, and our needs, our demands should be heard by the American government because we act like we live in a fucking democracy here, right? Both countries having access to information they should not have access to is bad. I don't give a fuck whether it's like marginally worse if it's an American, if it's marginally worse that America has it over Vladimir Putin. Like, there is no world in which I have to operate within your false premise that like one of these two countries has to be constantly hacking and has to be constantly, you know, collecting information that they should not be. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you try to lock me into a semantics argument. Do you understand? It's idiotic. That's an idiotic conversation to have.
A former secretary of the Air Force.
Unless you also admit that America is just as authoritarian as Russia is, and we have just as little say in what happens with our foreign policy as, like, Vladimir Putin in fucking Russia. You know what I mean? Unless you fucking say that, in which case, like, all right, you know, we can have a separate conversation. Feel me? Bro, literally, like, the only reason why people would side with Russia is because of the endless Russian propaganda which has infiltrated the West. Therefore, literally supporting Russia like you are is evidence enough as Russia's attempt to say the American public and particularly sway the left in order to create a political rift. What? To defend, to support Russia like I am? Dude, what do you want me to do, bro? Do you want me to, like, sacrifice a Russian baby here or something? Like, what do you want?
Bleep bloop, I am a robot.
Do you want me to, like, have a fucking photo of Putin behind me that I throw darts at regularly? These are, like, long-term fucking subs, too. It's so strange, dude. It's really fucking weird that it's like...
Hasan.
I mean, it's the same as whenever I talk about China, too. You never criticize China. You never criticize China. Like, literally, as I'm in the process of criticizing China.
6 months already from your local lesbian.
They expect you to have a tattoo on your forehead stating that you don't support Putin. I think we can all agree that it's in both American and Russian interest that you play Ratchet and Clank today. Yes, this is true. Everyone has a blind spot, man, especially very online leftists. I mean, The problem is that you, Russia or China, but, yeah, motherfucker.
Don't worry about it
because at the end of the fucking day, dude, how many times do I have to repeat this? We live in a democracy, right? Where the people's voice should be heard by our government. So the best you can do is at least change the outcome in your own government, right? Especially because we live in a democracy, technically, right? Russian citizens and Chinese citizens don't have a say in their own governance. So how the fuck am I going to sit here and be like, we should probably change what China's doing? I'll cover it. I'll say it's bad. But that's the extent of where I can go with that. Whereas I'm more concerned with what we can do here in America. Except a lot of you motherfuckers recognize the hidden truth that, like, we don't have any power and we don't have any say in the United States of America and what the United States of America does in its endless imperialist endeavors. So that's why you hyper focus on, like, what America can do to stop other countries from doing this or doing that. And it's fucking foolhardy and it's stupid. Okay? That's my point. So either you have to recognize that, like, we have no say in what happens here in America, as the average Russian citizen has no say in what happens in Putin's Russia. Or you need to wake the fuck up and be like, at least we should, you know, try to do something about our own backyard.
Portugal news when?
Saying it's not about hurting Navalny. This, all the stuff he says.
Russia is a brutal regime and in shades of a grayscale. They are morally reprehensible, more morally reprehensible than the United States. To say both nations do bad is morally equivocating, similar to what Trump did with when asked about Putin. That was the only take that Trump was correct on. And also, I'm not making a moral equivocation. America does significantly worse in the world purely on the basis that we have more power. The American empire is significantly worse on this planet than a country with a GDP the size of Texas, okay? Like, at best, what Russia's trying to do is just, like, fucking build natural gas pipelines into Europe so they can sell fucking gas. Like, that's what they got. That's their big fucking initiative. Oh, no. It's fucking scary, dude. Meanwhile, we are destabilizing every fucking country that we want. All I'm going to say is America has freedom and democracy. That's why we can trust America. America has freedom and democracy, which is why, you know, the overwhelming majority want fucking regular access to social safety nets that, you know, every other fucking comparable OECD nation and their citizens enjoy. But we just simply can't keep getting that. That's American exceptionalism, unless that person is just trolling, probably.
Rationalize the treatment of Navalny. And then he dies in prison. I pointed out to him that it matters a great deal when a country, in fact, and they asked me why I thought it was important to continue to have problems with the president of Syria.
Did you speak as freely as you do in Russia, Turkey, or China? No, absolutely not. And I love that about America. Except you also have to remember that, like, that's why I'm exercising it here, motherfucker, in America. So why is your take literally, well, you can freely say this in America, and I kind of don't want you to, which is why I'm going to threaten you. Like, hey, do you like that freedom of speech? Well, shut the fuck up. That's literally your argument. Me demonstrating my free speech and the lack of fear of, like, political persecution here in the United States of America to literally change the outcome of like American governance and foreign policy is so offensive that you literally have to be like, well, fucking things could be worse. Yeah, no shit. It could be. Of course, I'm never going to be able to have this platform on, you know, cable news or anything like that. God damn, dude. Also, by the way, you know, in America, yes, I don't go to jail, which is great. But, you know, I get a fuckload of death threats, too. Every time I open my goddamn mouth about America. Doxing, death threats. Constantly.
I said because there's a violation of international norm. It's called the Chemical Weapons Treaty. It can't be trusted. It's about trust. It's about their ability to influence other nations in a positive way. Look, would you like to trade our economy for Russia's economy? Would you like to trade? And by the way, we talked about trade. I don't have any problem with doing business with Russia as long as they do it based on international norms. It's an
So when you talk about Israel, it's okay for us to tell you to focus on America's problems. Israel is America's problems, you fucking baboon. That's literally at the heart of the take. A country that we give $4 billion to every year is not a country that we are directly involved with. That's it. This is why I bring up Saudi Arabia. This is why I bring up Israel. These are our fucking allies, not our adversaries like Russia is. What the fuck, dude? What a fucking dumbass take, dude. Oh my God.
our interest to see the Russian people do well economically. I don't have a problem with that. But if they do not act according to international norms, then guess what? That won't happen with us. It will not happen with other nations.
Boys, we're going through a growth phase, okay? If you're an old head, if you've been here for long enough, you know that. Like, now that I'm consistently hitting like 30K, 40K, 50K people watching, there's a lot of people that are like staying behind for the political takes as well in the mornings. And that's precisely why there is a lot of backlash in the chat and in ways that you should be familiar with. So that's it. It's a part of the growth process, and it doesn't matter because a lot of those people who are currently being like, dude, fuck you. What the fuck are you saying right now? Well, it doesn't matter. They're here and they will learn. Some of them, when hearing these opinions that like shake their worldview, will respond aggressively and probably leave. But a fuckload more are going to stay behind and develop a different understanding that you now have as well. This is how it always works. Like, this is how it goes. Yeah.
Love you, Ajay.
And then in 3 months, as you pointed out, in 3 months, those very same chatters are going to be like, you really changed my fucking worldview on this. I really wish you had more confidence in our electoral process. Just because the political will isn't there for views as radical as yours doesn't mean the system is failing. What? My metric for our electoral process is not that like fucking America hasn't elected magically like anti-capitalist socialists into positions of power. That's so fucking stupid. That's why I gave you direct examples of what's going on in Texas, which was able to push back on the latest round of attacks on our electoral process. But yes, that's why I gave you direct examples of like what's happening in Georgia, Florida, numerous other parts of the country where Republican legislatures are rolling back as much as they can with respect to election outcomes. You get it? That's why I gave you that example. And I don't even think my viewpoint is radical, dude. Like, it's kind of sad that my viewpoint is radical because, like, I believe that in the immediate, like, next decade, America should greatly expand on its social safety nets. You know, universal healthcare coverage, make it so that you don't literally die if you don't have a fucking job. Allow workplaces to fucking unionize. You know, make sure that homeless people are just not dying in the fucking streets, eating trash, and leaving poop towels outside of people's houses. Like, wow, what a fucking radical take. I want to have in the immediate, like, next 10 years, I want to have a functioning social democracy with robust social safety nets. If you asked piece by piece, if you asked these to, like, the overwhelming majority of Americans, like, they would not disagree with this. Like, they would not disagree with a single one of these things. It's not even that, like, they wouldn't consider these to be radical, and they would actually consider these to be good ideas. And they do. You see them. That's why when it's not associated with either party, a specific policy is in the form of, like, a ballot provision, oftentimes we'll get significantly more votes than, you know, a Democratic or a Republican politician itself.
And he kind of talked about that, didn't he, today? About
your radical views are not your opinions on social reforms, but rather your stance on capitalism. Transitioning into a robust social democracy that is still inherently capitalist is not a viewpoint on capitalism that I just mentioned. If the average American agrees with those ideas, you should reconsider your ideas. Yes, you're right. If racist people also want healthcare, we shouldn't have healthcare. Like, for example, I stopped drinking water because racist people also hydrate. I stopped fucking eating food because racist people also eat food. This is how I live my life. Just talking about basic fundamental things. There were no threats, just letting Putin know where I stood. This stuff is boring. That's a ridiculous comparison. Oh.
Mr. President, when President Putin was questioned today about human rights, he said the reason why he's cracking down on opposition leaders is because he doesn't want something like January 6th to happen in Russia. And he also said that he doesn't want to see groups formed like Black Lives Matter. What's your response to that, please?
Let's do almost 1 year still.
My response is kind of what I communicated, that I think that's a ridiculous comparison. It's one thing for literally criminals to break through cordon, go into the Capitol, kill a police officer, and be held unaccountable. And it is for people objecting and marching on the Capitol and saying, you are not allowing me to speak freely. You are not allowing me to do A, B, C, or D. And so they're very different criteria.
Mr. President.
What? Are you going to watch Putin's take on the matter? Probably not. I'm probably not going to platform him sweaty. I mean, violently cracking down on BLM protests is, you know, a form of free speech suppression that happens regularly. And the argument is that they're riots. Well, you know, when Vladimir Putin executes political opponents, or rather violently squashes protests in this country, he doesn't say that he's doing it because he hates freedom of speech. He says it because, you know, these people are violent. Unironically, the interview I DM'd you from NBC is 100% worth platforming. Okay, maybe I'll take a look at it.
I go in the shade. You can't. Can you see?
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So I think, you know, attacks in civil society.
I was kidding when I said I'm not going to platform Vladimir Putin. That was a joke.
Society and the free press continue inside Russia.
Yes.
For example, Radio Free Europe.
Yes.
Radio Liberty, Voice of America, Current Time TV channel where I work, branded foreign agents, and several other independent media. So we are essentially.
Wait, isn't some of that literally fucking funded by the American government though? Also, we do that here in America as well, where we like literally say every State Department, including Russia Today, is operating at the behest of whatever country that they're from. We do that now as well. So it's kind of what everybody does, except for the Radio Free Europe, which like is not just like State Department propaganda, but the difference is like Radio Free Europe claims to be independent media, whereas like Russia Today, you know, is Sputnik, and Russia Today is like not independent media. It's Russian state propaganda. Same with Al Jazeera. Same with BBC. So, and we brand them as such. It's kind of weird. Like, it is kind of weird that we regard like you know, America or America-backed, like American State Department-backed outlets as independent media this way, and get mad when Russia designates this as like not independent.
Being forced out in Russia 30 years after President Yeltsin invited us in. My question is, after your talks with President Putin, how interested do you think he's in improving the media climate in Russia?
I wouldn't put it that way, in terms of improving the climate. I would, in fact, put it in terms of how much interest does he have in burnishing Russia's reputation that is viewed as not being contrary to democratic principles and free speech. That's a judgment I cannot make. I don't know. But it's not because I think he's interested in changing the nature of a closed society or closed government's actions relative to what he thinks is the right of government to do.
Guys, I didn't say Al Jazeera is bad. I just said that they are state-backed media companies. They are state media. So what do I always say? Unbiased media is not a real thing, okay? Every outlet is biased. State broadcasters oftentimes are very biased when it comes to domestic issues in their coverage, or when it comes to propagandizing like their country's foreign policy positions. But outside of that, they're very good at like being critical of the United States of America, and Al Jazeera is a great example of this. Okay? I've said this a million times over. Now, here's the thing. Do I believe that the Russian authorities falsely claim that certain independent media outlets in Russia are backed by the United States? I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're doing that. They're authoritarian as fuck. Do I also believe that, you know, some of those Russian outlets that claim to be independent are still backed by our State Department? Abso-fucking-lutely. Don't be delusional. Do you feel me? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yo.
You're biased towards United States viewpoints, to be honest? Like, biased? What do you mean biased towards United States viewpoints? If anything, I hate the United States, right? Like, I thought that's what people usually say about me. Anyway.
Do what it does. It's a very different approach.
Want to go in the shade? You can marching. repeatedly told him he didn't have a soul. Do you now have a deeper understanding of him after this meeting?
Thank you very much.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Biden, in response to Peter Deuce's question about the origins of COVID.
Have a deeper understanding of him after this.
Call him, old friend to old friend, and ask him to open up China to the World Health Organization investigators who are trying to get to the bottom of COVID-19.
Wait, why did he take his glasses back off?
Let's get something straight. We know each other well. We're not old friends. It's just pure business.
So I guess my question would be, you've said that you were going to press China. You signed on to the G7 communique that said the G7 were calling on China to open up, to let the investigators in.
Why don't you show the stuff Putin says? Even USA are as equally shitty. What? I don't fucking... Because I don't care. He is shitty. You already know that. Also, he's Russia's leader. Not my fucking leader. What? You want to sit through, like...
I want to engage.
It's also not exactly compelling content.
Also, thank you for the consistently...
It's not compelling content because, like, you really want to sit through a dubbed interview with fucking Vladimir Putin as he's like, yes, we are the greatest country on earth, and, you know, America has crimes of his own that it should be dealing with. Like, why? What? It's fucking boring. Even this shit's boring. I was about to fucking move on from this too.
But China basically says they don't want to be interfered with anymore. So what happens now?
The impact, the world's attitude toward China as it develops. China's trying very hard to project itself as a responsible and very, very forthcoming nation. That they are trying very hard to talk about how they're taking and helping the world in terms of COVID-19 and vaccines, and they're trying very hard. Look, certain things you don't have to explain to the people of the world. They see the results. Is China really actually trying to get to the bottom of this? One thing we did discuss, as I told you, in the EU and at the G7 and with NATO, what we should be doing, and what I'm going to make an effort to do, is rally the world to work on what is going to be the physical mechanism available to detect early on the next pandemic and have a mechanism by which we can respond to it and respond to it early. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And we need to do that. Thank you.
Okay. Ben Shabibo has a new React video on Thought Shit by Megan Thee Stallion. What the fuck? Why? Oh, he's trying to do that same thing that he did with Wet Ass P Word. That's what he's trying to do. Okay. I want to hear the Zoom call, but I want to know when where it is in this video.
And also a Democrat or Republican. PAC. So, you know, this is a group that raises big dollars, spends big dollars in campaigns, a call with donors, directing them to continue giving money, and that money will influence certain political decisions. It's a very political call, arguably a fundraising call, but again, Manchin didn't solicit directly, so perhaps he's not in violation of the rules.
And we talked earlier about how much interesting openness there is in this call. If you have somewhere you want to go next, let me know. But if not, we could jump to this portion where he talks about this moment during the 2017 tax cut fight, where McConnell kind of sells him out at the last minute, and he tells the donors that, you know, as a result, that 2017 tax cut wasn't bipartisan, and now it's on the chopping block, and that'll be news in Washington that Manchin believes that the 2017 tax cut is on the table for financing, either for infrastructure or for something else.
I truly believe if you want to separate this country further and divide us more, then you pass something on a hot issue that has so many variables in it that's only going to be supported by the partisan side, whether it be a Democrat or Republican pushing something. You know, it makes it. I'll give you a perfect example: the 2017 tax code. You you know that's going to be changed. That was done with no Democrat. Even me, I couldn't vote for it. Okay? And I tried. And
Okay,
they
this
said
is
it the
dog
last day
shit.
before they-
This is not consumable. If you find a consumable version of this out, and if you show me like a smaller snippet of it, we can take a look at it. But the way that it is currently, I don't care. Yeah, Manchin got caught with leaked audio where he's on a call with billionaire donors. And for those of you who are wondering, like, why Joe Manchin does this, shocked to find out that, this is like, no, I don't want a perfect audio, but at least like a snippet of the entire convo, rather than like piece by piece parts of it, with like Ryan and Lee talking about it. But Deconstructed Podcast is really good if you guys want to hear it and if you guys want to watch it. So you can do that. Please listen. No, motherfucker. You listen. You listen to it on your own, okay? How about that? Like, what do you mean? Dude, what is this? What is going on in this audience right now? Like, motherfuckers literally are just like, dude, you need to cover what I want you to cover. Like, no, bitch. I'm not going to do that, okay? But what I will do is run a fucking ad break at the top of the hour, okay? Because it is time for a 60-second ad break, the second of the day. Nah, dude, just listen to this 20-minute podcast. Like, well, you're not a fucking streamer. I am, okay? I'm the streamer. Socialist, by the way. Well, thank you for being a sub-gifter to a grifter like myself. Anyway.
Dankies.
I'm not going to show my new pants or anything like that. Okay, I'm running the ad now. If you no longer want to see the ads, you can subscribe for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Okay? Anyway, here's the ad break. And then we're going to talk about Israel-Palestine because Israel strikes in Gaza after fire balloons were launched from Gaza. They are using a similar technique that they did back in the day. Like they were using kites back in the day. And now they're using balloons. Here's the 1-minute ad break now.
The ceasefire between Israel and Hamas has been broken after less than 4 weeks. Israel says it's attacked Hamas armed compounds in the Gaza Strip after incendiary balloons were launched from the Palestinian territory on Tuesday. It's the first test for Israel's new government, which was sworn in on Sunday. Tom Bateman has more from Jerusalem.
Well, these airstrikes lasted around 10 minutes. Palestinians in Gaza reported hearing extremely powerful, loud explosions as they took place. The Israelis say they targeted Hamas militant sites, and that was in response to the sending over the perimeter fence during the day of so-called incendiary balloons. Now, these are small helium balloons that are flown over the fence with burning objects attached. And this had been a tactic used in the past by Hamas in Gaza. That had set fire to some Israeli farmland, around 20 or so fires, according to the fire service in Israel. So that had been the context for this break of the ceasefire, albeit not a return to the kind of intense hostilities we were seeing a few weeks ago, and no rockets fired, importantly, from Gaza towards Israel, which would have been a sign, I think, of another steep escalation if that response had taken place as well. Now, all of that came in the context of the events in Jerusalem, and that was an ultra-nationalist flag march.
So they did another one of these like psycho fucking flag marches, which I will show you in more gruesome detail than BBC will, most likely. I don't know if they show the... Hold on. Let me see if I can find... I think Mohammed El Kurd posted about it, right? Oh, here it is.
النكبة الثانية عن طريق قلنا تقول النكبة الثانية محنة فليتين تقول انت ودينك مسخرة ومسخرة عربي טוב, ערבי בקבר כמה חשבים שלנו ערבי בבן זונה יהודי בנשמה ערבי בבן זונה شو يربيت ما ديك لو دبرت يا جدع يا ده הבית שלנו. לך לתאילנד. פהם עליי, בית שלנו. מוות לערבי, מוות לערבי, מוות לערבי, מוות לערבי.
Why Thailand? Can you still defend religious Andy's fucking idiot? Dude, you are literally the dumbest person if you think white nationalism is exclusively a product of religion. Like, you're so fucking stupid, dude. Like, when you see this shit and your first reaction is like, wow, religion did this, like, you're literally a fucking idiot, dude. Wow, I can't believe the religion did this, dude. Wild. Like, religion is one justifier in the eyes of so many of these people, but that's not the fucking main cause or source of the conflict. Also, they're not even saying like kill all the Muslims, they're saying kill all the Arabs. So I really hate your downplay of religion in this conflict. Religion makes their cause morally just and motivates them to keep killing and feel moral about it. Religion is ideology, okay? It is a justifier. It is not the main cause. Zionism is a significant problem there, not fucking religion. Bro, Israelis just want peace. Come on. You're kidding, right?
Hey, here for 7 months. Keep up the awesome work, brother.
That's the point, though. Religion is used as a tool for bad things. Same idea with guns being used to perpetrate killings, even though it's not the main cause. Oh my God. Okay, guys. Religion has been used as a tool of oppression and a tool of liberation throughout history.
A million girls want you to be daddy, but I just want you to be
abolition movements in the United States were also backed by Christian abolitionists. Religion is not the main fucking source of this conflict. There's also religious people on the other side of this equation as well. This is colonialism. Talking about colonialism from the framework of like religious supremacy is so fucking asinine and betrays the core values that you potentially have or you supposedly espouse, okay? Like if your core values are about liberating humans from oppression, then you're hyper focused on a theocratic, certainly, ethno state and its colonial project, its colonialist project, and its endless expansion and endless cruelty that it subjects Palestinians to should not center around just religion. They use religion as a basis or as a justification. It's not correct, but ultimately their main goals is not like to, you know, make sure that their God wins or something or whatever the fuck. Their main goals are to have this entire land. They want to literally have this land. They want Palestinians to fucking die. And they want to have this land. Jesus Christ. And there are also Jews who are anti-Zionist. Fuck. I swear people like to make you mad on purpose by saying the complete opposite, like they're trolling you. They want the land because they believe it belongs to them through their religion, don't they? Oh my god, dude. Yeah, they're honest brokers on what they believe is their religion, dude. Just like without religion, if atheism existed in the United States, like the slaver wouldn't have used the Bible as a justification and therefore would magically refuse to do slavery. Brilliant analysis, thank you. Yeah, totally, dude. They would, the Israelis that engage in their brutal occupation would no longer do it if religion didn't exist magically. Anyway, do you think a world without religion would still have the same problems? Sorry if it's a dumb question. Yes, I do. Because I'm not of the belief that like these issues exclusively revolve around religion. Religion is like fucking... Religion in many ways is more organized, but no different than like the fucking chakra shit that we joke about, okay? Or people who love crystals. Or people who think they're witches and shit. It's just a form of spirituality to give your life a sense of organization, to contextualize things that are unknown, that are impossible to comprehend currently with our with the current scientific achievements. Okay, gives you a sense of purpose, gives you like a moral foundation. That's it. But morality exists without religion as well. And immoral actions exist without religion as well.
"11 months poggers, can I get a welcome to the jungle?"
Anyway. It's hard to describe this to people who fucking feel like they have been oppressed by religious people their entire lives, and I get that. I sympathize with that. Like it's like telling an abuser to suck it up, you know what I mean? But it's not the same, of course. Not an abuser, sorry. Telling someone who's been abused, a victim of abuse, to suck it up. The problem is over land rights. Religion is just the pastiche used to defend these grabs. If it's not religion, they use some other justification. Yeah, I mean, dude, if it's not religion, then they're going to be like, we need a fucking land for Jews to live safely. Like, we need a land for, don't say religion, okay? Don't say Jews. We need a land for our people to live safely. That's what they're going to say. And they do say that. And then they tie religion on top of it. Wow, bro, you're really going to compare hot crystal mommies to the IDF? Motherfucker hasn't seen like hot IDF mommies then. Also, yeah, that's true too. When they say Jews were here 2,000 years ago, they're not even talking about fucking religion. They're talking about archaeology. Like, there's a religious flavor added to it, but I mean, it's a ridiculous fucking take regardless. Like, even if we are to say that you can do that, even if we are to say that, like, oh, if you lived on a land 2,000 years ago, then it's your land, you have claim to it, it's still completely unacceptable to fucking murder the people that are currently living on that land. Okay? Anyway, as we were looking at, where is it?
That took place, Israelis marching towards occupied East Jerusalem, towards the old city, and at Damascus.
This is literally the fucking Charlottesville. Just to give you guys a framework here. What they're doing here is if the American state sanctioned Charlottesville on like Tulsa, like the Charlottesville Unite the Right rally in Tulsa, where openly like Nazis and white supremacists march through the streets of Tulsa to honor the massacre and the atrocities that they committed in Tulsa. And the government literally celebrated that and allowed it to continue. And they let it happen all the time. This is exactly like, it's incomprehensible. It's such profound cruelty that it is incomprehensible to even like try to put it on American terms. The comparison of a Nazi march to this one is just not true? Oh, wait, really? Wait, why? You think the comparison to a Nazi march to this one is just not true? Huh. I wonder why. Let me hear more of it. Hold on. What does he mean by this when he says the second Nakba is coming? Interesting, dude. Interesting. Passover, question mark? No, motherfucker. Nakba is the mass ethnic displacement of Palestinians that these motherfuckers celebrate. Where, you know, magically, how many million? Is it a million or hundreds of thousands of Palestinians just magically disappeared from their homes that they used to live in? $700,000. That's what he's talking about here when he says the second Nakba is coming soon. So go ahead, dude. Tell me how that's different than exactly what I was referencing.
Which is a very important gathering area for...
Maybe they moved? Dude, come on. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Palestinians. It's the main entrance to the Muslim quarter of the old city. The flag parade took place there. Now, that area had been cleared in a forceful...
What does the government or leaders think about this? They sanction this. They know for a fact that these are like ultra-nationalist psychos And they, by the way, this is occurring on occupied Palestinian territory. They literally walk through the neighborhoods that the Israeli government is currently illegally occupying. Okay? So just remember that. Like, this is an act of aggression and a celebration of ethnic displacement. I don't even need to show you the Israelis that are saying, like, yeah, fuck you, death to all Arabs, for you to comprehend that this is a white supremacist action. Okay? It's disgusting. And it is no different than what American Nazis were doing in Unite the Right. Actually, it is a little different, because those American Nazis and neo-Nazis and white supremacists that said Jews shall not replace us down the streets of fucking Charlottesville do not have the same kind of backing and power by the American government. We tried to prevent that from happening. American government is still white supremacist, certainly. Okay, there is still a lot of white supremacy that occurs, but never to this degree that black people aren't being systematically fucking murdered, and they are still being jailed, but not to the same degree as like routinely being fucking bombed every single time something happens. I've said this before, like, what's happening to Palestinians right now is literally, unfortunately, and this triggers people sometimes, but like what's happening to Palestinians, especially in the Gaza Strip, is worse than, and I hate comparing atrocities like this, but it's worse than what's happening to black Americans right now in America. And what's happening to black Americans right now in America is pretty fucked up. Palestinians have to look forward to, like, I've talked about Palestinian oppression from the framework of like white supremacy in the United States, right? Says the white man shaking my head. Shut the fuck up. Shot Lane's response: those who yell racist remarks are just the minority from all that much. That's why I said the comparison is not just. Yeah, you should say that about the Nazis in Charlottesville. Oh, wait, that's literally what Republicans did. That's wonderful. Why are you comparing it, though? Because people don't understand it. Because people need to understand it. And unfortunately, Americans can only comprehend something from a very American-centric framework.
Yo, add up.
Here's what it's like. Palestinians living inside Israeli borders right now, i.e., the Israeli definition for this is Israeli Arabs, okay? They are currently living in a system that resembles like the Jim Crow South. Maybe a little bit more liberties than black people did in the Jim Crow South pre-civil rights movement. They have more liberties. It's like, so that's the best situation for a Palestinian person. And even then, they can have their rights removed on a whim like this. Okay? That's the best situation for the fucking Palestinians. That's what they look forward to. Or if they ever had the opportunity to.
Free Palestine.
It's apartheid South Africa, not Jim Crow South. Yeah, it's apartheid South Africa. That's the best situation for them. What? I don't know. It's in my bag. One layer worse than the Palestinians living inside of Israeli borders is the Palestinians living in occupied Jerusalem, where they don't have anything. They don't have access to their own natural water supplies. Their fucking wells get destroyed routinely. It takes 15 years for the Israeli government to allow them to like build a new fucking well.
Years to many more.
So those guys at least have some somewhat more, you know, they have some liberties, not as good as the Palestinians living in Israeli borders though, but they're still better off than the Palestinians living in the Gaza Strip, who are living in the world's largest open air prison that routinely gets fucking bombed. in a process which Israeli authorities call mowing the lawn.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Way by the Israeli police. Palestinians describe it as being aggressive and discriminatory in the way that was done. There was video footage filmed of one man being violently beaten by Israeli police on the steps of Damascus Gate. Witnesses there said that he was refusing to move. The police haven't responded to a request for a statement about that incident itself. But there was certainly the feeling among Palestinians that this was forceful policing. They cleared the area of Palestinians. The Israelis were then allowed in. Some of the marchers chanted death to Arabs and also expressed a desire for some Palestinian neighborhoods to...
Palestine can never be free with Hamas in power. Abolishing Hamas will make Palestine free. Oh, that's a wonderful take, dude. Is that why Israeli authorities chose Hamas as a counterweight against the Palestinian liberation, like the PLO and other organizations that were Marxist? Is that why they thought that Hamas would be easier to deal with and funded them? I didn't realize the Nakba happened because of Hamas, by the way. Yeah, Palestine was literally free during the Nakba, or rather Hamas was the reason for that, right? Yeah, this organization that was created in like 1987 is the reason for a century of oppression. Nearly a century of oppression. Such a dumb argument, dude.
To burn. That caused Israel's...
Okay, wait, so you're making his argument? No, I'm being sarcastic, you fucking dingus. I'm saying that Israeli oppression of Palestinians predates Hamas. Hamas is just used as a fucking red herring, as a reason for all of the brutality by ultra-nationalist Zionists.
I don't have a clever sub-message, but I've been catching up on the true crime reacts. Good shit.
Foreign Minister Yair Lapid to say that those marchers were a disgrace. He condemned what he said was racism and un-Israeli behavior, but at the same time he congratulated the policing of the event and said that it had passed in a way that certainly they seemed pleased with in terms of the way it had been managed. So what we were witnessing was a rise in tensions again in Jerusalem, and once again some hostilities around the Gaza Strip, but certainly nothing like the hostilities, the big rise in confrontation that we saw that led to the all-out conflict of last month.
Please don't penetrate my
Israeli there. Do stay with us.
Allowing crime based on race, what actual privilege
All
looks
right,
like.
here's some...
Ooh, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a spicy one, boys. Buckle the fuck up, because I'm going to go on and defend petty crime again. Are you guys ready for this? Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, God, never mind. This is going to be horrible, actually. I have to pee really bad. I don't know if I should actually do this. I feel like I shouldn't. Fauci, gain of function research. Oh, dude, there's like JRE shit. I kind of want to look at the JRE shit. I don't know if this is TOS or not. Hold on. Let me just look real quick. Let me pre-scan this. I thought this was just a video on the dude stealing shit in a duffel bag, like shampoo, but I was wrong. And the reason why I'm wrong is because Steven Crowder doesn't just simply talk about a dude who is stealing shampoo to resell it. He's of course going to add it. He's of course going to add a fuckload of racial agitprop onto it. I gotta pee.
All right, here's something else that I want to talk. While we're going, let's go across the pond back to here. Here. Because America first. Or today, second, because we talked about Russia first. This is, I need to warn you if you have children here. I want to sort of look at the macro a little bit, there have been a lot of crimes that people have not covered. For example, well, there was one where there was another one that we don't even have in the show today. Was it Alabama or Louisiana where it was racially motivated, where the guy shot?
I think it was a black guy that was.
Well, of course,
after white guys.
It was racially motivated in that case, but that's why you didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
And we are seeing more crime. We're seeing crime spike across the country. But I think what people are missing here is we've had things ebb and flow.
Yeah.
Right, with crime.
Right. Yeah.
But there is a notable spike here, and there's a notable pattern of behavior, and it really is, right now we have a culture where there's a complete lack of accountability, where criminals feel that they can commit what were once relatively serious crimes without any consequences, compared to, Russia, where you're in a punk band and you never see the light of day again.
Yeah. Well, they were basically told that they can do these things.
Yes.
By the government.
Yeah. So before we get to Walgreens, which everyone is talking about, this happened Monday. But I don't think the footage was really out there until yesterday. I'm warning you guys, this man gets shot, a security guard, but he lives. You don't see him get shot in the video, but you do see the lead up. So I still, if you have children around, I wouldn't have them watch this. Lenox Mall in Atlanta, I guess it used to be one of the better malls, shot in the chest, point blank.
So I'm confused by this. Like, is he going to say that, like, people are defending someone who shot another person in the chest? Because I 100% don't think that is an acceptable thing to do.
It's been so long since I got laid that yesterday
Okay.
I found Liz Cheney attractive, and now I don't know what to do. Pepe hands.
I think that's ridiculous, but what's going on here? Hold on, I don't want to show this. So these dudes have, like, guns, and they're pointing it at the guy.
Happy Pride Month.
I've been in Atlanta all my life. I can tell you, anyone Buckhead, this where this mall is, has never been a safe area. People who tell you otherwise are nuts. Yes. Here's the thing, guys. Some may not know this about me, but I'm anti-murder. So there's that. That's a thing I believe. I'm an anti-murder kind of guy. Okay? Unpopular opinion, but I think murder is bad. Okay. Doesn't really matter who's doing it. It's bad. Okay, let's see.
The story says they were demanding his Apple Store card.
I think you have to call.
And
pretty radical take here. Okay. I'm reporting your channel. Except when it's a 16-year-old with a knife? Oh, you mean when a 16-year-old is with a knife lunging at another 16-year-old with that knife, and a cop that fucking responds to the situation ends up shooting the one 16-year-old with the knife, lunging at the other 16-year-old with the knife, who's in the process of fucking murdering the other 16-year-old? Yes, in that situation, again, there goes my anti-murder stance, because, you know, because another murder was occurring. So there is that. Anyway, let's keep going. Literally subhuman people here trying to steal based on their instinct? What? It's not safe because of people like this? What? What the fuck is this guy saying?
Scheme.
I don't want my taxes going to homeless people who are just going to buy more drugs. I would never have it go to more vocational. I'd rather have it go to more vocational. You can go out of your way to buy some houses for the homeless people you leech, but I want my taxes to go to useful things. Why are there so many fuck Jews? Jesus Christ, dude. How the fuck do motherfuckers like this, like, expired and not posted in chat? See, this is what I mean, like, why are you here? Like, why do people who fucking hate me, why do people who hate me stay in this community? Jesus Christ, dude. clipped. Yeah, well, why do you think that's funny, dude? Do you want to get fucking banned? You want to catch a ban right now? Is that what you want? Idiot. The same reason why you watch Crowder? Hey, man. The same reason why I watch Crowder. I don't give money to Crowder, though. You don't see me in the fucking mug club.
Easy mod time.
Dude, Steven Crowder and others like him, going back to this, Steven Crowder and others like him love using like solved cases where like a black person has committed a crime, which happens all the fucking time, just like white people also do murder all the fucking time, as like a reason to justify the racial agitprop that they're about to engage in, okay? The main difference here always is accountability. And I need you to understand this. The main difference here is not saying that like, oh, well, this black person did a murder, so we need to police all blacks. Like, that is a fucking psychotic and racist approach. Just like we always say that, or at least laugh about people saying like, kill all men, men are scum. Or even ban people that say like, kill all white men, which now a bunch of people are going to say and get banned subsequently. Because what? Like, the overwhelming majority of pedophiles are white men? The overwhelming majority of serial killers are white men? You don't fucking decide that like all white men are bad then. You don't operate that way. You're moving to the right. What? How would you know? You've literally been following me since, like, literally this year. Shut the fuck up. Motherfucker's been watching me since January and is like, you're moving to the right. We haven't been seeing auto-modded messages for a while because of a bug. That's why we didn't see that. Can you please read this out loud so dumb fucks like DMAC Chatter and Ali Kitty stop thinking we allow this shit in our chat? Hey, man. There's a lot of people in here. Sometimes mods can't catch them. But also, you have to remember that, like, a lot of those messages get auto-modded so people don't see it. Okay? This is a slower day because there's only 35,000 people in here. Anyway.
That is a...
I'm actually worried that, like, they're going to show some shit.
Rotund lady with the firearm, according to the police report. For people listening, it's very clear the security guard does not want to get violent. He's trying to avoid confrontation. Two people cornering him with a firearm. He's backing up. And finally, you don't see it, but yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you actually don't see it, but they shot him.
The man, no, he lived. No, good. He's still alive, from what I understand. Hey, can I say at this point? Can I say overweight hood rat bitch when she shoots someone with a gun who is innocently trying to be nonviolent? Can I call that woman a bitch? I just want to make sure that's not a violation of YouTube guidelines. That's a question. Calling someone. Hey, can we say that woman? Can I say she's acting bitchy?
Oh, well, that's
bitch-ish. Blowing a hole.
Hey, why didn't he continue with the hood rat? Why did he just go into the bitch one? What's up? I didn't realize when you when like a black person commits a crime that gives you everybody knows you can just say the N-word. Yeah, why doesn't he just why didn't he just say that? I wonder. Yeah, people don't give a fuck about, you know, calling a murderer a bitch. Pretty sure it's the hood rat part that probably people will get upset about. And not because, like, that person is a bad person, because he is. But when you're like, oh, that's a hood rat, you're, you know, saying that this is how black people are. Because that's what it's historically been used and associated with. So, yeah, that's not about that individual that you're, like, yelling at. Same mentality as the N-word, by the way. Okay? Also, here's the thing. I hope that those people were immediately caught and they're in jail. I doubt that if they were caught, I don't know the details of this case because I don't look into like every single instance where a black person shot a white person. But the reason why that kind of stuff doesn't get a lot of coverage is because justice will be served in that circumstance if it hasn't been yet. That's the difference.
Steven Crowder doesn't want to be racist because he doesn't want to offend his friend with a black dad.
Through a man's chest cavity?
Yeah.
Who didn't deserve any of it, by the way. And this is not an isolated incident. This happened, by the way, Atlanta Zone 2. So I looked up some police stats from there. Murders have increased 17% since last year.
Jeez.
Shootings 26%. But here's the kicker. They increased from 2019 to 2020, 133% murders.
Ooh. I wonder if something like catastrophic occurred in that time frame that perhaps, you know, increase the likelihood that people would... Oh, he's saying 2019 to 2020. Oh, he's not even talking about 2020. Stop making excuses. You think that's excuses? Like, you think me saying that COVID is the reason why a lot of people are like socioeconomic conditions and were worsened as a consequence of a global pandemic that shut down the economy, and therefore people started doing more crime is a justification? It's just like a basic understanding of why crime occurs. I just want you to understand that as a political commentator, I'm supposed to educate fucking baboons like you, but that wasn't even, you know, that was pre-COVID. Did it rise everywhere the same, though? It rose in most places that are urban, as in dense, not urban as in black. But yes, it did rise. Yes, crime has risen in, especially violent crime like this, has risen in areas that are densely populated.
Come back, Donny Saj.
And shootings 164%. So total, you're looking at about 150 and 180 something respectively since the riots have started.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
The riots. Yeah, the riots are the reason.
2020 was horrible for most places. I can't believe they are out doing that now.
Really?
I can't because I thought 2020 would be the worst.
Oh my gosh, it's like a pinball machine. They're trying to hit the high score.
I know.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like they got away with stuff for so long they just kept doing it because it actually has nothing to do with the cause.
Dave,
yeah.
That's logical. Stop it.
And it's almost as though there are no...
Hasan, but what you aren't understanding is when we go into the ramifications...
Can you explain some chatter saying COVID made me kill? Okay. Crime, violent crime, non-violent crime, occurs as a consequence of socioeconomic conditions. This is like sociology 101. It's a concept that like the ancient Greeks understood. So I think that we should probably also recognize that at this point, it is like literally as old as time itself. It's something that like dudes who thought the sun could be like a light bulb literally understood, like, you know, when people don't have access to stuff, they do things to, you know, to better their social conditions or their material conditions. So that's what I'm saying. When you see a rise in crime rates, that usually directly corresponds to material conditions. Okay? Crime goes up if there are more poor people. Anyway. Yes, the lawless land of yours, Canadian Crowder, by the way. The U.S. is a big police, literally have tanks and budgets. Yeah. So the other thing that I also have to acknowledge is, like, if crime rates corresponded to like police budgets and police budgets going down increase crime, then we should have seen police budgets go down. But police budgets did not go down. Police budgets went up. All around the country, there is this Republican narrative that like police budgets have gone down and crime has risen. Where, motherfucker? Where have the police budgets gone down? At most, they didn't do the actual increases that they were slated to, but police budgets still are ballooning significantly higher than anything else. So that is a lie that Republicans tell routinely.
No consequences.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's weird when you take away consequences from shitty people.
You know what I see there, though? Two things that might solve that problem. Actually, you know what? Maybe three. We need to first, obviously, fix systemic discrimination.
Yeah.
Two, more gun control. And three, send in a social worker. You want to send in people who can do less than the...
Absolutely zero people say that you should send... This is a straw man. Absolutely zero people believe that you should send in a social worker in an active shooting situation. Okay? Stop saying based, you fucking idiots. Like, no one thinks a social worker should deal with an active shooting situation. A lot of people have said that. No, they haven't. You have literally searched for fucking morons that you found on Twitter with a furry avatar and 30 followers, and now you think everybody says that. No, Chad is saying based to fucking him saying these are consequences of socioeconomic conditions. And if you unironically believe that a situation that is literally an active shooting situation, where there's an active shooter, and you think you should send in a fucking social worker, you're a fucking idiot, okay?
The guy who was just shot. He's a security guard. They shot Paul Blart. I assume he has some kind of a baton. That's what happened. There you go. Now you know what happens if you send in social workers who are...
This is so stupid. Anything can become an active shooter situation. Traffic stops, well-being checks. Surely you understand this? Okay. Once again, that is a fucking psychopathic mentality. Oh my fucking God. I really hope you don't have access to a gun, because you are the reason why anything can become an active shooting situation, because you're a sick, paranoid fuck. I really hope that there is a better future where the government can come in, knock down your fucking door, and seize whatever weapons you may or may not own. I really, literally think that that would be a better society. Okay? You do not deserve to have a gun. And I really, really hope that your friends and family have taken that from you if you have one. Every situation could be a nuclear holocaust at any given moment. I could have a nuke strapped to my chest, dude. That's the mentality that I want to live with going forward. Whew. Paranoid motherfucker.
Less capable in the realm of physical violence? You
Yeah.
ever met one?
Well, do they have a clipboard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm in full support.
Will they
Send 'em
talk
in.
sternly to the individual?
Yeah, I am also in full support.
Yeah.
Send them in.
Jeez.
No, I just would like to see. I think it's an important test.
Yes.
Yeah.
That we
Liberal
see if this.
volunteers.
You completely twisted his question. He didn't have a fucking question, idiot. He said that everything can turn into an active shooter situation. That's psychotic, dude. Hey, guess how shit turns into active shooter situations? When the cop has a gun and pulls it out, okay? That is the overwhelming, confirmed I didn't have a question. He did not have a question. Anything can become an active shooter situation is literally what he said. Traffic stops, well-being checks. Surely you understand this. We are the most armed place on earth. What do you expect? Guns are a thing. Lol, we should get rid of guns, in my opinion. Now ask yourself why you wanted to defend that guy without even hearing what he actually had to say. What motivates you to fucking defend a guy who himself just said, "Why are you defending me, you fucking idiot? I didn't actually ask a question."
Works.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only fair.
This goes to what happened yesterday, which has gone viral. So that's an extreme example.
Yeah.
And this is another example of, well, people don't know this. Anything under 9.
Because he twisted his point into a wild pretzel. Take a week off, 14-month subscriber.
$150 in San Francisco that you steal.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting sick and tired of like splinter Discord dipshits that like get together and they're like, let's fucking trigger Hasan. It's deeply selfish. I'm letting you know, you're not being cute. You're being pathetic. You're fucking making the Discord a worse place overall, and you're making this chat a worse place overall. I'm just gonna let you know, you don't have a just cause. You're not coming at it from a point of view that is like honorable. It is incredibly pathetic, and it is certainly selfish as fuck. Stop doing this. I will take away the only place you have for social interaction on the internet if you keep doing this within my Discord, as well as also here in the chat. You should be excited that you only got a fucking 7-day ban instead of a permanent one. Okay?
Hasan, would you want to go on school?
It's really stupid, dude. It's really, really, really weird. Don't blame us on the Hoscore. We ain't do nothing. No, it's not Hoscord. It's splinter groups that create, that occur in every fucking leftist circle regardless, but certainly in my community as well, that literally get together and like build an ecosystem where they like thrive off of how much they fucking hate on me and how stupid I am about like, or how blinded I am to certain issues that marginalized communities go through. And they have a better understanding of how to like run my stream for me. But instead of speaking out because they're pussies and I will fucking yell at them and they don't want to get fucking dunked on, they get together in splinter Discord groups, talk about how much they fucking hate the stream and try to sabotage it in these ways. Some of them are also like the other guy, a little bit more innocent, just annoying and want to, you know, have fun, make their own fun.
Love
Okay.
you at HasanAbi. Don't let dumb chatters sabotage you, Hasami.
Guess it's working? It's not. And ultimately, all it does is like make a space that they once loved a worse place overall for them and others.
is no longer, basically they can't do anything.
Oh, I'll be back.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Free reign.
Yes. So these people shot that guy. That security guard was shot by 2 people, and then here two Walgreens security guards in San Francisco. Just watch as a man with a bicycle inside a Walgreens.
Yeah.
Takes stuff. So you think?
Okay, so the previous case is like a violent crime and completely unacceptable. Those 15 to 16-year-olds were caught. Okay? And they're going to get punished for it, which is good. It's a good thing. Now, the case that he's going to is one that we are already familiar with, which is in San Francisco. A dude on a bike is stealing shampoo from a Walgreens in San Francisco, which decriminalized petty theft under $900. Now, I need you to identify what the connective tissue is in both of these cases. What do you think is the reason why he started off the conversation with like a murder and is now moving on to this other instance?
You think someone comes in with sticky hands on a bicycle, you might say, oh, something's going on here. Might be on alert.
Better let him finish.
Nothing crossed their mind, as you can hear by the conversation. Here you go, San Francisco.
I wonder what the reason was for Steven Crowder to tie in these 2 completely unrelated incidents. One of a violent murder in cold blood in Atlanta or in Georgia. I wonder what the reason why he's talking about a shampoo bandit. Or not a murder, sorry. An attempted murder. The guy actually survived. I apologize. You're right. What could be the reason?
The head nod.
Just getting cardio.
Guy in the man bun.
Wait, let me look at the title real quick. Maybe that allowing crime based on race, what actual privilege looks like. Huh.
Thanks for 13 months sub and a few more
It
lurking.
is truly remarkable that this is allowed on YouTube. Like, I mean, this is just the most ridiculous racist propaganda I've seen. It's insane. It's preposterous. It's wild that this is like, I mean, this is just white supremacist, anti-black rhetoric. Unless Steven Crowder thinks that like petty thefts in, for example, San Francisco are not being done by white people and it's an exclusively black thing. Just wear a Klan robe, dog. At this point, just literally just wear a Klan robe, burn a cross. I mean, you're doing that. You're too much of a pussy to admit it, but that's kind of what you're doing. Not even kind of. That's literally what you're doing. You're just like worried that if you use the right words, that you'll get targeted. This is also straight up like what your fucking grandparents watch or watched on AM radio, listened to on AM radio, and watched on Fox News for years. This is the exact same racial agitprop that made your grandparents even more racist than they actually were. because they got those email chains about like, here's a black man murdering a white lady. This is why we need cops to violently suppress all blacks. This is what Steven Crowder is doing here.
Is he stealing hair color?
It's the weakest thing ever. Stop it.
Look, he's not even in a rush with the automatic door.
No.
Oh wait.
Unbelievable.
I've been more frustrated, more rushed. There's more of a sense of urgency when I get an angry text from my pregnant wife.
Yeah.
Like, stupid Walgreens door. This guy's just like, wait for it, it'll open.
The most ironic thing is he brought his bike in because he's afraid someone might steal it.
Yeah, you can't just leave it outside.
And this is something too that's interesting. New Jersey.
Wait, what?
He brought his bike in because he's afraid someone might steal it.
Yeah, you can't just leave it outside.
And this is something too that's interesting. New Jersey was just voted, or it was just named best state to live in.
Oh my God. Who did they
And I
poll?
thought the headlines write themselves. But think about this for a second. This is what happens in New Jersey. In New Jersey, you can actually be sued by someone who breaks into your house. People say, well, because New Jersey has castle doctrine. No, you also have a duty to retreat. So in other words, unless you can prove that there was no back door, if you trip a guy in your house, you could be sued. We are now in an environment, like in San Francisco, where criminals are encouraged and law-abiding citizens are discouraged from taking part in society. They're fearful.
Yeah.
They are afraid. And
wait, what the fuck? I'm confused. Like, does he think that duty to retreat implies that, like, someone who is like violently breaking into your house and trying to murder you, if you shoot them, you're gonna get in trouble? Like, that's what the fuck? Also,
9 months and it's yours.
I'm so confused. Like, he just jumped from these two black teenagers trying to murder a security guard to another black teenager in San Francisco, okay, stealing a bunch of shampoo, and then jumped back to New Jersey and duty to retreat. Like, none of it actually makes sense at all.
This is, of course, true. You see that I was surprised that I don't know. Twitter obviously has their thumb on the button. You could at least try and make the left look good, because when Walgreens was trending, immediately leftists rushed to the defense of these people. So let me read you some of these.
If you're concerned about looting, I've got some news for you. It's true. Organized crime, one dude in a bicycle shoplifting from Walgreens. The real organized crime preventing people from getting their medicine is the pharmaceutical industry.
These criminal if victim shaming is a thing.
Oh yeah.
Perpetrator.
Who's the victim here? Walgreens? Why are you defending Walgreens? This is what I don't understand. Also, he posted Tariq Nasheed as a leftist, which is pretty funny. But like what are you doing? I thought you hated Walgreens because they, like, I don't know, throw up the gay flag or something for pride. All of a sudden, you're Mr. Walgreens defender? I thought corporations, like billionaires and corporations, were bad because they are tolerant, aesthetically tolerant to the gays and the blacks. What happened? Now you're Mr. Corporation Defender? I thought you were the populist here. What happened?
Praising is a thing.
Yes, definitely.
So one guy wrote, organized crime equals one dude on a bicycle shoplifting from Walgreens. The real organized crime, preventing people from getting their medicine, is the pharmaceutical industry. Yeah, I'm sure he was picking up his ivermectin.
The irony is, like, Walgreens isn't even trying to get you to fucking defend them. Because, like, shoplifting, whether it's done by people who already work there or done by the fucking customers, like random people or whatever, is already built in to their fucking to their budget. Like, Walgreens does not give a shit about shampoo being stolen. You can say you're a little bit brain dead all you fucking want. It's so stupid. For the record, all of their employees are trained not to fucking touch the shoplifter because they would get into significantly more trouble if one of their fucking $10 an hour cashiers actually tried to be a hero in that situation and, you know, got injured. It's not worth. It's just literally not fucking worth. Okay? What's worth, however, is a $5 a month subscription or a Prime if you want to stop seeing the ads at the top of the hour and an uninterrupted broadcasting experience. Or, you don't want to do either of those, you can use an ad blocker or a VPN. But a 1-minute ad is coming now. If you have your Primes, then you can avoid it. Here's the ad break now. De-escalate the stolen goods is probably just accounts already written as a write-off. It is. It is. Banks tell tellers not to fucking touch robbers. These chains tell you to fucking not touch someone who's stealing shit. It's not worth it. It's literally not worth it. Why do you advocate for theft in any form? Well, there's a couple different kinds of theft that I think is like totally fucking fine, which is piracy, okay? For example, I think piracy is fine. And you do too. There's not a single person in this 37,195 viewer chat that hasn't stolen some form of intellectual property. Now, people will turn around and say piracy ain't theft. It's fucking theft to the publishers, motherfucker. Yeah, explain that to the multi-billion-dollar movie industry and the music industry. Because I'm pretty sure they think it's theft. And I don't mean like fucking what the Somalian pirates are doing.
No ads, baby.
Half of you motherfuckers are in my chat right now because of the allowed intellectual property theft in the HasanAbi Clips industrial complex. Okay?
At HasanAbi, I miss when you did the Irish accent with your ad breaks. But thanks for reminding me to resub with Prime.
Especially if you don't have the means to buy this shit. Okay? Which is part of the reason why I tell you, like, you know, use a fucking ad blocker or a VPN. Like, don't be stupid. If you don't have money to fucking subscribe, you don't want to see the ads. Like, literally, I tell you once at the top of every hour what to do.
At HasanAbi, I'm a bank teller literally watching you at work right now, and you're
Now,
absolutely right. We don't
part of the
lose a dime
reason why
VC,
I
the
think
actual
this
cash we
is
use is insured. You actually
disagreeing
got
with
in
IP
trouble
laws
if
is
the
not the
robber
same as
asks
believing
for more
piracy
money
is
and you don't
okay.
comply.
What?
Fine, here is my Prime. Free my man's Donny though.
So here's the thing. Yeah, motherfuckers have literal ad block on and they're like, oh, I hate theft, dude. I'm so mad. Now here's what I'm going to say.
Take a breath, Hassel.
IP can be infinitely replicated. Products can't. It doesn't matter because the people have designated that intellectual property as their own, and you're still taking it from them without monetary compensation. It's still theft. You can try to do mental gymnastics. It's theft to them. The replication doesn't change anything.
You wouldn't download a Walgreens.
Like, it literally doesn't change anything. Okay? Now, the reason why I have this position is because this is a victimless crime, okay? And I think that it's not that significant of an overall problem for the victimless crime.
You steal my heart every day.
That's happening here. The owner of the local Walgreens isn't a billionaire like EA is? Oh shit, I didn't realize Mr. Wall and Mr. Green got together and independently owned Walgreens, the $26 billion a year store chain. Like literally the second largest, I think, pharmacy in the country. I didn't realize it was a small business, dude. The small-time pharmacy and small business of Walgreens. You are carrying water for capital when you defend intellectual property laws, dude? What makes you think I'm defending intellectual property laws, you fucking idiot? I literally explained that I not only don't care about it, but also straight the fuck up have said that I don't even have my own IP that I control like this. You brain-dead delusional moron. I'm doing the exact opposite. Anyway.
If you download the MP3, how will the janitor at the $1 billion record label get paid? Okay, buddy, do the right thing.
Now, here's the real problem here.
Dankies.
What we must do is examine why someone is so down cataclysmic that they're fucking resorting to stealing a duffel bag full of fucking shampoo to resell. Okay? That's the real problem. But no one wants to address that. And instead, they come up with these moronic fucking solutions. Which, by the way, I don't have an issue with at all. As far as like decriminalizing petty theft, I don't have a problem with that. I think that that's still ultimately not the worst situation at all. I think that we should be decriminalizing shit like this. But we also need to solve the underlying material conditions that lead people to running into a fucking Walgreens and stealing shampoo so they can resell it. If that is what they're going to do. Okay?
Don't steal from my corporate overlord.
Do you understand?
Gobble, gobble.
So that's why I don't stress over that. And if you were to like change my perspective or you know, distort what I'm saying here and be like, how would you feel if someone came into your house and like put a gun to your head? It's like, that's not what happened here. Okay? Like a home invasion is not justifiable. How would you feel if they stole your car? It's not the same. A car is significantly more important to me as an individual than $100 worth of shampoo bottles is to Walgreens. Okay? The perfect analogy here is if I had an area that was open to the public that I encourage people to come to, and they took like a bar of soap from me.
HasanAbi, thanks for the streams.
Because I wouldn't even recognize that that bar of soap had been taken from me. And I would not care about it. Do you understand? And you can't compare piracy to stealing something physical? Dude, Dude, the only difference between piracy on the internet versus like literally going to a store when such things existed and stealing the fucking CD is that it's easier to do on your computer. That's it. Okay? Shut the fuck up. I hate this like justification, which I don't even have a fucking problem with. Wrong. Privacy doesn't deprive anyone of their property. Deprive Walgreens of the property that they were going to sell that they've already accounted as a loss? It's going to be replaced. They're not causing a shortage of shampoos anywhere, motherfucker. That's the point. That's why it's innocuous in comparison to like larger thefts that occur daily on a daily basis. How do you not see it? I had to argue with some dumbass about privacy that bullshit will while vilifying other theft. You criminalize theft. Look, I'm going to read the rest of this, but I'm almost certain that it's copy-paste what I already said, what I already addressed. Bro, how about we just make policy to strive and meet the material conditions of people so they aren't in the position where they need to steal to survive? Wow, what an incredibly unique perspective, chatter. Good thing I didn't literally just say that verbatim. You probably heard that from me and are literally repeating it now to make yourself feel more comfortable in the fucking chat, not remembering that that is literally the exact same thing I said 3 minutes ago. What a hot take that you stole from me.
As you are a hypocrite, not all people stealing are doing it to survive. Terry's also people who do it to make more money cause they are evil. Oh no, sorry, those are called entrepreneurs.
The irony is, Walgreens had to pay $4.5 million last year in a class action lawsuit back to their employees for wage theft. So that's the real fucking theft. Wage theft is significant, rampant, and also most people don't even recognize that it occurs. The irony is, you poor, dumb worker motherfuckers arguing with me and others and amongst yourselves, functionally defending Walgreens when Walgreens is just stealing the fuck out of your surplus value, your labor that you have generated profits for them with. And you hyper focus on the poor fuck that literally stole shampoo that no one is going to remember so that he could fucking make a living himself.
Capitalism is institutionalized piracy.
Also, the bullshit is victimless. This is one of the best arguments I've seen. Best arguments because it's laughable. Shoplifting is not the reason why retailers are closing. It's what the retailer is saying is the reason why they're closing, when in fact they're closing all around because it's no longer as profitable for them. Not as a consequence of shoplifting, but in general. Okay? So again, you're a fucking idiot if you, and a dupe, if this is what you truly believe in. That's one. If you're upset about brick and mortar stores like this closing, then you should reshift your focus onto online shopping absolutely dominating this shit. Okay? Not fucking like petty theft happening in San Francisco. Or how insane property value is in San Francisco, rendering it useless to have a store like this and maintain this property. Not only that, but also, I saw motherfuckers be like, this is how you get food deserts.
I steal all your takes.
Is Walgreens providing fucking access to like fruits and vegetables for people?
Okay,
like what the fuck?
Takes. Happy 1 year of Dono Wall.
I didn't realize shutting down a Walgreens was creating a food desert in San Francisco, dude. How do you know it's that reason and not what they're saying? Because they're closing stores all around the country. And in higher percentages in other places. Okay? You're losing business for the whole state, ignoring the consequences? What? You got any proof of that, homie? Or you're just gonna spit straight lies? Straight lies? With respect to what? Like, that I'm not taking the fucking corporate spokesperson's rhetoric for this hook, line, and sinker, and instead talking about how it's no longer profitable, not because of the fucking string of petty thefts that are occurring, but instead because they already are like not as profitable as a consequence of fucking online shopping exploding during COVID with Instacart and Uber Eats and Postmates delivery, making it easier to just like, and Amazon specifically, Amazon Fresh, making it significantly easier to fucking deliver and to your home. And DoorDash too. Forgot to mention DoorDash, Grubhub. Second quarter revenue rose 4.8% to 32.8 billion, but missed analysis average estimate of 35.53 billion. Net income attributable to Walgreens rose by 1 billion or $1.19 per share in the second quarter. Yeah. There you have it, dude. Their profits are not increasing in the same way that they had previously predicted. So they're restructuring. Theft is so bad in the Walgreens in the area that only Walgreens is closing and not CVS. You know? It's just that these criminals, they specifically hate Walgreens, and that's why they're targeting Walgreens, and that's why only the Walgreens are closing. Why would they make a bold statement? Because who the fuck would question it, dude? It's great. It's cannon fodder. And even if the fucking CVSs are also closing in that region, again, it stems from the fact that the property fucking the property's too expensive for upkeep, not because petty crime is occurring. Pharmacies and these sorts of storefronts close all the fucking time. They literally announced that they were going to close a fuckload of stores already. Walgreens did. Businesses have been moving away from Cali specifically for a long time because of higher taxes. This is hardly caused by criminals that hate Walgreens. Also, Walgreens all around the country are closing. No, they're not moving from California because of higher taxes, dude. That's also a ridiculous take. What do they gain from this lie? Sympathy. A conversation that means that they're not doing a bad job, but it's simply like the government failing to protect them as they are supposed to, because the government is supposed to protect capital. So it's out of their hands that like rampant crime is the reason why they have to close down, not because like they didn't hit their fucking target, their target growth. A Zoomer is mad at Hasan again.
I'm gonna say something that might make my leftist followers mad, but Hasan Piker on more than one occasion has had some very odd takes that often.
Okay, I don't want to show this because then fucking people are inappropriately gonna go and like harass this person. Don't ever come to me with like someone with only 2,000 fucking likes, because then I don't wanna platform it and then have someone go there and you know do dumb shit. Yeah, she's right. Okay, she's automatically right. I'm bad and I hurt you know BIPOC. Okay, there you go. Whatever. I'm racist. Let's move on. Walgreens plans to close approximately 200 U.S. stores, the company announced in an SEC filing. According to a document posted Tuesday on Securities and Exchange Commission website, they moved the closed stores. A review of real estate footprint follows a review of the real estate footprint in the United States. Huh. So real estate is too expensive, and they can't compete. I watch her, and she's actually really smart. It doesn't matter if she's really smart. I just don't want... I don't want people to go and harass her, so I'm not going to look at it. Anyway. Yeah, they're closing down locations as they announced since 2019. That's weird. Because the brick and mortar is hard to makes it significantly harder to compete against, like storefront or online stores. That's crazy. That's so crazy, chat. That's literally exactly what I said. But hey, what proof do I have, right? Anyway, let's keep going.
This is the Kamala defense, right? Well, I know he's shoplifting from Walgreens, but Big Pharma, I'm like, the two aren't connected.
Yeah,
he's not behind the pharmacy counter.
By the way, you guys are walking billboards for Big Pharma.
Yeah.
Okay? Two companies. And I'm not saying I'm not saying anything
Nothing bad.
anti-vaccine at all.
No.
But I'm saying you guys have no problem.
It's not a national trend. Larcenies up in San Francisco has been huge. Dude, I know. Nemo, you are literally like the most annoying type of liberal in my chat. The one that lives in San Francisco and is like, you are literally the most annoying. Like, I constantly want you to talk about San Francisco, and I just want you to be like as reactionary as possible when talking about San Francisco type lib. It's unbearable, dude. You are such a fucking annoying, pedantic neoliberal. Just shut the fuck up, okay? We get it, bro. Bay Area. The blacks are bad. They're doing anti-Asian hate crimes. And fucking, we need to start building more luxury condominiums, okay? Got it. Are you happy? I said what you wanted me to say. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Holy shit. Literally, anytime San Francisco comes up, Nemo can't shut the fuck up. Has to literally write entire essays, dude. Keep gentrifying black neighborhoods, motherfucker. Holy shit.
Boggies.
God damn, bro. God damn. He like lost his shit the other day. He's like, dude, I'm a Yimby. You're a NIMBY. You just don't want fucking, more properties to be built. You don't want more properties to be built, dude. Yes, build a fucking Whole Foods on a black neighborhood apartment complex. Okay, are you happy? Will that make you happy? Will it end your endless thirst for, having your comfortable existence on the backs of poor people? Will that make you happier? Fuck. Jesus Christ, dude. I know burglaries, arsons, and car thefts are all up significantly in San Francisco over the last year. I wonder why. I wonder why it happened, dude. Maybe because fucking COVID happened. And not only that, but also the reason why fucking petty thefts are up is because, yes, they also literally decriminalize petty theft, okay? Fuck. Jesus Christ. It's the I hate California liberals, man. They're so fucking annoying. They literally are just like, hey man, we're comfortable with the gays and trans people, so why don't you shut the fuck up and let us like be as horrible as possible to poor people. God damn, dude. I can't wait for the fucking dissertation he's going to come back with, too. Like, oh, you're so wrong. I can't believe you assumed that that's my point of view, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's finish this fucking dumbass Steven Crowder video.
Asking for mandates and passports with really only 3 companies, 2 that have a duopoly in the United States, with Moderna and Pfizer. I never want to hear from you or Stephen Colbert did a let's all go to the lobby with vaccinations by pharmaceutical name. Never again can you lecture me about big pharma. I don't care about your Kashtanga route or what you're doing with...
Wait, what? What does this have to do with what the fuck's going on? I'm so confused by this.
Ayurvedic medicine? No. When push came to shove, you guys became quislings for 2 pharmaceutical companies. It's done. It's over. You're a lackey. Go home.
Wait, what is he talking about? Who the fuck is like repping pharmaceutical companies?
Now, these are other tweets justifying it. Regarding the Walgreens.
What does he mean? Please, someone explain to me what he's saying. Wait, he's saying like... He's saying that because people were pro-vaccination, that they were lackeys for big pharma? Is that what he's saying? Oh my God, that's actually too stupid to fucking understand. Oh my fucking God, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. First of all, the mass inoculation campaign was literally socialized medicine, you fucking dingus, dude. You are so stupid. It was literally the one time that America engaged in an action that resembled socialized medicine or universal healthcare. What the fuck kind of take is this? Yo, dude, Steven Crowder fans, like, they're too stupid. Actually, I don't know. I think, like, they probably will end up getting COVID at this point, and because they're definitely not vaccinated, they'll probably have long-term damages from it. But what are you going to do? I can't get myself to feel bad about that.
CEO getting a $25 million bonus. If you're concerned about looting, I've got some news for you.
This fucking idiot literally said that, mass vaccination campaigns is actually defending big pharma.
Oh, well, there's a hot take. And then, of course, resident pile of garbage, Tariq Nasheed tweeted, this Walgreens situation is one of those see what happens when we don't let the police do their job and kill those N-words propaganda stories. Well, I believe you're paraphrasing because I wouldn't use that type of racist language, but the general sentiment, correct.
Yeah, and also that's not what happened. He left on a bike with a trash bag of stuff.
He strolled away.
Yeah, having a cop handcuff him is not this. Like, tell me the story where some.
What? Yo, I can't believe he went there, dude. That's crazy. That is like, dude, he is so fucking racist, dude. He's a horrible person, dude. God damn, I thought hood rats was gonna be the most racially charged thing that he was gonna say. Well, I was wrong, boys. Pack it up. He said, unironically, what this Walgreens situation is one of those see what happens when we don't let the police do their job and kill those N-words propaganda stories. And he said, I agree with that. Like, I agree. That is true. This is one of those stories. I don't agree with the usage of the N-words, but I do agree with that.
Words propaganda stories. Well, I believe you're paraphrasing because I wouldn't use that type of racist language, but the general sentiment, correct.
I mean, he's saying like, yeah, no, the general sentiment of shooting those N-words, he agrees with, just not the usage of the N-word, which, by the way, that is liberal aestheticism, like, to a T. As long as you don't say the N-word, like nothing you say could be racist, ever perceived as racist. Even if what you're saying is literally like, you know, kill those black people. Like is that an acceptable sentiment? No.
Hey Hasan, I love your streams. You changed my world.
Yeah, and also that's not what happened. He left on a bike with a trash bag of...
He should actually, by the way, like, then you should get Steven Crowder to say, see what happens when we don't let the police do their job and kill those black people. Is that better? Like, I would ask Steven Crowder, like, hey man, can you say that then? Can you say it without saying the N-word and saying black people instead?
Goose Gang.
Would you be comfortable saying it? I mean, he literally did say it, but you know what I mean.
Bike with a trash bag
He
of
strolled
stuff.
away. Yeah, having a cop handcuff him is not this. Like, tell me the story where somebody has been shoplifting and his behavior was like, officers, I'm sorry, I'll drop the goods, and was shot and killed. Tell me that story because I haven't read it yet. Right?
As far as I'm concerned, that man-bunned guy in the bomber jacket that looks like he was one of the guards in the Santa Claus when the elves tied him up with tinsel, that guy should have clotheslined this guy in the bicycle. Like,
why would someone who is literally urged not to take action against petty theft put their life on the fucking line potentially, or even risk a fucking injury over $200 worth of stolen shampoo? They're getting paid $10 an hour. He would probably get fucking fired. He's not TSA. That's his job, Pepega. No, it's not, motherfucker. You guys are so stupid. That's not the job of a fucking security guard. The job of a security guard is to just look menacing. And also follow black people around in the store. That's literally the job of the security guard. The security guard is not supposed to be a heroic Rambo-type figure. You fucking childish baboons, dude. That's not their fucking job. Their job is to look like there is a presence of security. His job is to be a deterrence measure, look menacing, you know, racistly follow black kids around the store, and lastly, call the authorities and give as accurate of a depiction of the suspect as possible to the authorities. That's literally the job of the security guard. Anyone who tells you otherwise is ridiculous and foolish and also unaware of how that works. Now, I hate that, like, I know for a fact some idiot is going to be in the chat and be like, well, I'm in Texas and I did security in Texas for a fucking bar for years. Actually, our job is to beat the shit out of people. Like, okay, dude, well, we're not talking about you, okay? Okay, Paul Blart, mall cop, shut the fuck up.
Point the clown and a midget was running out before him. That's how brutal it should have been.
You're going to lose your business if you don't stop people from coming in and stealing everything.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, this is something that's also interesting. Arrests in San Francisco have gone way down despite larceny going up. So see that number? There were years where over 60%.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they decriminalized larceny, dude. Or not larceny, but petty theft. That's why. Because they decriminalized it. Of course. That was literally the point.
Lego.
Hey, chatters. Do you want to know why that happened? Do you want to know why that happened? Now, the increase in larceny is attributed to socioeconomic conditions failing for a lot of people. But the reason why they decriminalized petty theft is so that they could deal with their overpopulated prisons. Okay? That's it. There isn't like a heartwarming, gushy, liberal reason for it. The real reason is because the prison population is overpopulated, overcrowded. Because there's too many people in prison already. Build a new one? Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Of those thefts went, either arrested, prosecuted, charged, down to, was it 17?
Well, crime is going down, Stephen.
I'm going to go steal shampoo if I get caught. I'll just say HasanAbi told me is justified. Good luck, brother. Idiot.
They're not prosecuting.
Yeah, exactly.
So we get fucking caught and literally rot in jail for like 30 years. How about that? You know, because that's the world you advocate for, right? Shampoo theft should be met with the long dick of the law. So I hope you get caught when you're stealing shampoo and they throw you in jail for like 25 years, okay? How about that? I hope you get caught and then fucking subjected to police brutality. You know, the solutions that you would like for crime. We all know that's never going to happen because that would require you to A, go outside, B, be around other people. And since, you know, you're in Twitch chat writing idiotic shit like this, I significantly doubt that you will ever do either of those things.
The numbers are good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
So they've already closed 17 Walgreens in San Francisco. Some people say it's due to theft. Some people say, well, no, you can't argue it's due to theft because they've closed a ton of stores in New York, too. I understand your point there, but I would argue they closed in New York also due to theft. This is the issue right now is people are afraid. They don't want to be in the nightly news.
You know, another area where black people live.
And lose their entire livelihood. Let's be honest about what it is. And I love how people separate. I don't know if Walgreens, I believe in certain states, it's there are franchises because of different pharmaceutical laws, but in general it's corporate. But look, let's not act like Walgreens is the only place that's been affected by this. When people say, oh, these giant CEOs, do you know what a franchise is?
Yeah.
Do you know that a franchise allows mom and pop shops to actually start up businesses without all of the overhead?
Yeah.
You know, when you go to whatever, it could be a Chili's.
You know, the mom and shop Walgreens, dude.
They're Buffalo Wild Wings.
Wait, this is a betrayal of the strength of his argument. Like, this is basically an admission that like my argument in and of itself was not strong enough, so I had to fucking make an argument for something entirely separate. Yeah, I know that small mom and pop shops, you know, opening up is very difficult. Now, why is that very difficult? Well, partially because of Walgreens, motherfucker. Not just Amazon, but also Walgreens. So why are you defending Walgreens in that sentiment then?
Half of these places are franchises.
Oh, he's saying the Walgreens are franchises. Yeah, I know. Yeah, try to do a mom and pop franchise, please. I would love to see how that works out. Just, you know, regular mom and pop franchises. You need to have a fuckload of capital to be able to literally operate a franchise and own a franchise, first and foremost. And secondly, again, those losses are still recovered by insurance for those fucking franchises, but it doesn't matter because Walgreens is not a franchise. So why are you making an argument about franchises when Walgreens is not even a fucking franchise? Shut the fuck up.
They're small business owners who just didn't have the capital to start something.
But that's not what happened here. Oh my God, dude.
On their own. You are hurting them.
Yeah.
People have this idea that you own a turnkey business and you're a multi-millionaire.
Right.
Some people own 3 or 4 different ones and maybe make 15 grand a year eventually off of each one.
Right.
Imagine somebody who franchised a Subway 2 days before Jared got arrested. They were like, finally our dream.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, our spokesperson did a what?
And the argument isn't that, like, there's a level of wealth that makes it appropriate to fucking steal or anything like that. Maybe some people make that argument, but that's not even what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the petty crime here is nothing. Like, it's literally nothing. If it's something to you, if you're stealing from a mom and pop shop, well, then you're fucking them over, and that's fucked up. Okay? But Walgreens is not that.
You guys remember this started with Walmart whenever they locked up certain products that were high theft products. They were accused of being racist.
Yes.
And now that, I mean, and they went and took it away and they said, oh, okay, I guess we have to allow theft now. I guess.
You want some fries with a huge straw man? Holy shit, there's a huge straw man. Literally textbook straw manning. What? What are you talking about?
Theft is now a social, it's a human right.
No, it's not, I guess. They are allowing theft in San Francisco.
That's what I mean.
$950. But here's the thing. $950, you say, okay.
Is he telling me that I'm doing a straw man, or what's he saying?
Fool me once. Another $950? All right. Wait, hold on a second. Me think someone should keep an eye on the people coming in on bicycles. $950, 3, 4, 5. It adds up. People don't understand. You can lose thousands of dollars a day, and they do, and they're closing down stores. Can you attribute it only to theft? No, but I'm pretty sure it factors into the equation. It really has fundamentally changed the fabric of our country here, and we've even talked about this. This is just the one that you see, but it's been going on for the last several weeks. You guys remember they canceled Cops.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, the show, yeah.
But there is the reiteration, now that's been playing for weeks, no Cops, and there were quite a few instances of what we're discussing.
It costs $50K to even apply for a Walgreens franchise?
In last week's episode.
I know what a straw man fallacy is. I don't know if he was saying I was doing a straw man or he was engaging in a straw man. I have to pee so bad. Okay, that was great. Now let's take a look at least some shit that is going to be not as annoying or horrible, because